2, 1.
Damn, I'm live. Oh shit. It's almost getting good to me. Hello people, how y'all doing? It's your boy, Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. I am back after a long hiatus. I took some time off. I was going to try and take the month off, but that didn't happen. Also, I ended up contracting the COVID. I was able to beat that, got treatment, all that good stuff. Back on my feet. So I decided to come back a week early. I already came on a couple of shows this week. And so tonight I was kind of bored. I was scheduled to be on Storms Live, but so it came up. Robert had to take care of that. Pressing matters, pressing issues. So I said, well, I'm going to do something myself. So, hey, what's up, Terrence? How you doing? What's up, Shadow Hunter? What's up, Zach? Appreciate y'all taking the time to come in. Tonight, it's just going to be me and y'all talking, vibing. If anyone throws in a super chat, I will send them the link into the DM, and you can join me for a few minutes. As long as the conversation is flowing. But if not, then whatever questions you may have, whatever I decide I want to discuss, I'll make it happen. First, I want to say I will be back this Monday on the regular lineup with the Chaos Central lineup, which is our show Monday nights is the Chaos Conversation, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Usually we do a lot of ranking and stuff, that kind of stuff. We will be ranking the top 5, our top 5 favorite Star Wars characters. That's what this Monday's going to be. Top 5 Star Wars characters. That's what we will be ranking. Tuesday night, we'll follow up on the Chaos Central Network with Anzo's show, the Chaos List, where he comes up with several questions, 4 or 5 questions. We have a very diverse panel, and we discuss those questions. He asks questions, and we each give our opinion and spark conversation and discussion. Then we'll follow up Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the Rule of 3. Now we're gonna have to change that name. In fact, let's have a contest. It's gonna be 4 of us now. The show originally was a Rule of 3, but what would be a good name for 4 people now since we added Gascar to the team? So the Rule of 4, I don't think that would sound quite right as catchy as the Rule of 3. But tell me what you think. Any names? Involving the number 4 or something like that, or anything catchy that you think would be suitable. Because usually we had like the 3 minutes we'd each talk, 3 questions, that kind of stuff. Now we're going to have to go to maybe 4 minutes, or maybe even go to 4 questions probably. I don't know. It's kind of a work in progress. Tomorrow, you're going to catch me, Anzo, probably Chris Knight, maybe Mad Mardigan, and Roberto, a.k.a. Mendizel. And we're going to do Square One, which is our sports show. We talk mainly about football and basketball, since football is vastly approaching the what's up, D. Scott? Thank you. Appreciate it. The Super Bowl is coming up. Also, NBA just started, so I'm excited about that. The big talk of the latest thing was James Harden going from the Houston Rockets to the Brooklyn Nets, so that should be very interesting. Terrence, I'll send you a link. Let me see how I can do that. Give me 1 minute. Send to. Hold on 1 minute. I'm trying to send somebody a link. So bear with me, please. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay. Took care of that. Okay. Trying to think anything else. Me and Chris hadn't talked, but I think Sunday we're gonna try and do our show again, Planet Solo. We were talking about latest guitarist of our choosing that week. But I hadn't got that far. But I'm just trying to focus on Monday. And of course, Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Anzo's show, new show he developed. It's called the WandaVision Roundtable, where we discuss each episode of WandaVision. I did see your question, Shadowhunter. I'm going to answer it. I'm not ignoring you. And also, whenever I'll be developing a roundtable for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, whenever it comes out, we'll be doing a roundtable discussion about that series as well. And then to end it out would be Chris. He's going to be doing a roundtable show for the Loki series. So we all plan to have shows discuss each one of those Marvel properties as they come out. Then that's when we will announce the times and dates. But it's probably going to be Sunday at 9 is a good time. So we probably keep rolling with that. Like I said, Anzo is doing WandaVision, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on his channel. I'll be doing Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then following up will be also Chris doing the Loki roundtable. So look forward to that. Terrence, I sent you the link, so it's up to you. Now, to answer the first question I see here is, what do you think of WandaVision Episode 3? Let's see. Well, I will tell you. I got up about 4:30 this morning, used the bathroom, and said I might as well take a peek at this because last few episodes was a big pile of stinky silverback gorilla shit. So I really not expect anything better. First of all, I'm going to say this. This approach that they're taking, to me, is basically like an old saying. Have any of you ever heard the saying, go around your ass, get to your elbow? That is what they're doing. There are so many better ways. There are so many better ways they could do this and still get the same effect that they're currently trying to do now. Now, picture this. They could have Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, call a meeting to the Avengers and say, hey, look, we've been missing. Wanda has gone off the grid. We hadn't seen her since Endgame or whatever time, since we got rid of Thanos. Also, the Vision's body's missing. But y'all don't know if we're working on this, a part of this secret organization called SWORD, and we sending some of the agents in there. We found out she's developed some kind of world or different multiverse or whatever. She's created this with her mind power. And we could be able to locate where she's at, or kind of sort of where she's at, but we're able to send one of our agents in there to try to get her out and make contact with her, see if we can help her and what we can do. Boom. That right there would have settled it. But no, they're gonna go back to the 50s and leave it to Beaver and all this Brady Bunch crap, and she's getting pregnant in one day and having the twins and all this kind of stuff. All that stuff could have been erased. All that to do is just say, "Hey, Samuel Jackson calling the Avengers, or he calling one or two Avengers. We don't. It don't got to be the whole Avengers. Just whoever. Hey, just want to let y'all know. Um, Wanda's going off the grid. We're missing the Vision's body. There's strange readings at this part of the country, and now it's some kind of protective force field or something, or she's in some kind of dimension. We're trying to work with Doctor Strange to see if we can make contact with her and get her out." That's all he had to say. Said that right there, that would have tied everything up. But now we got to guess every doggone week. What does this Easter egg mean? What does this mean? To me, it's just the idea and the concept might be sound good on paper, but as I'm looking at it, that's throwing me off. I'm really not interested. I don't like that approach of the 50s, 60s Brady Bunch, different sitcoms. I don't like it. What the hell went wrong? Try it again. If you don't try this time, then I don't know what's wrong because I do it like I always do it. But anyway, hey, what's up, JJ? Good to see you. What's up, LDG? I'm just chatting with the chat. And in case you coming in now, if you would like to join the show, a super chat will get you on the show for a few minutes. I will send you the link in your DM. You send me your DM, and we'll try and chat and let you ask some questions and let you be part of the show. But if not, any questions that you send in, I will answer to the best of my ability. I just answered the one about WandaVision 3. I still give it an F. Only thing that was funny to me about the episode was when the agent got thrown out the world. She pissed Wanda off. Wanda must be psycho swiped her ass out of the world, out of her world that she built. So that was funny to me. What up, Orange Hat? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate the support, bro. Is your grade for episode 3 a F minus? No, it's just a regular F. Again, thank you, Orange Chat. I appreciate it, bro. Shadow Hunter said, I give episode a C. Episode 3 a C. That's good. I mean, does it got me wondering a little bit about what's going to go next week? Yeah, but all that stuff was unnecessary. All the comedy that they getting in at the beginning and Vision acting so silly. Oh, I've got nerves of steel. And then he runs super speed to go get the doctor, and the doctor come in. Like, oh, I thought I was flying. It was moving so fast. Then he ain't even did nothing to the babies. Time as they came in, him and the black lady, they go up into the kitchen. So what was the need for Vision even running to go get him? And the doctor didn't do anything. The second baby Vision delivered. The doctor didn't do anything. The doctor wasn't even needed in that. Only thing he said was like, a small town, you can't escape. Danny, send the damn link. What you talking about? Danny, just send the damn link. You want to come on, JJ? Give me a minute, people. JJ, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at, JJ? There you go. I just sent you the link. All right. I'm going to try this one more time, Terrence. If you don't get this time, then I don't know what to tell you, bro. I'm placing them there and sending it. Orange Hat has a question. He said, my question is, will you watch Godzilla versus Kong? I will watch Godzilla versus Kong, and I am all the way AK. Well, that don't make sense. But I'm all the way Team Kong. I'm sick of Godzilla. When I watched the Godzilla movies when I was a little boy, I thought it was cheesy. The only Godzilla I liked was the one, I think, from the 90s, maybe, with Matthew. What's up, Terrence?
What's up, Danny? Yeah, I don't know what happened. I went through that time, but it's giving me some errors.
All right. The only Godzilla that I liked was the one from like I think the 90s, and it was the one that was in New York, and I think what's the guy name? Matthew Broward, I think, was in there. That's the only Godzilla I like. The last one, I didn't even watch the last one because it's been my experience. You can hardly see the stuff you want to see. It's filmed so dark. But like Kong Skull Island or Kong Island, whatever the name of it was, I love that. I thought it was good. Like how Kong took that damn ship propeller and used it as a weapon to kill those whatever the hell monsters it were. So Godzilla versus Kong, I am Team Kong. So I hope he kicks his ass. He probably won't because I think Godzilla is more iconic than Kong is. But for my liking, for my taste, for my dollar, I would go for Team Kong. What's
Yeah,
up, JJ?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Sorry, Terrence.
Yeah, I didn't like that one with Matthew Broderick, but the one with Bryan Cranston, the one that came before Kong Skull Island. I thought that one was pretty cool. Godzilla King of the Monsters, I didn't like that very much, but
To me, I put Godzilla in the same category as Doctor Who. I know of him. I know the very basic information about him, but it's nothing that I'm clamoring to watch. The King Kong movies have always been a bit more, and when I say movies, I mean the ones that's up to date. I think the first one that I really liked was the one with Jack Black. I think he was on there. The ones before that, didn't like it. But Kong Skull Island is my best of all the Godzilla franchise monster movies. And I don't really care really one way or the other about Godzilla versus Kong, but I probably have to watch because I do this kind of channel. But I'm definitely pulling for Kong.
yeah. Yeah, I like between the two, I like King Kong more. Um, I saw the original one, the one that was in black and white when I was a kid. I enjoyed that one. I thought it had a good story, and it was actually kind of tragic when you understand that the real monsters of that movie were the humans and not Kong himself. Um, and then the later adaptions, like you said, the more up to date ones. Um, I had different opinions depending on which ones. I was okay with them, but I can't really say that I'm a fan of King Kong or Godzilla, but I do prefer King Kong out of the two.
Okay. How about you, JJ?
Not a fan, actually. I kind of rate it the same way you do about same way with like with Doctor Who and stuff. Never been a big King Kong fan. Never been a big Godzilla fan. Now, the only Kong film I ever saw, I think, was back in the '70s or '80s. The color one. I think it had Jeff Bridges in it. Not Jeff Bridges.
Come on,
Kurt
Jack
Russell
Black.
in it. No, earlier. Kurt Russell, a very young Kurt Russell.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
think. I think.
those movies never really, yeah, they never really appealed to me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I only watched it because it was something.
I
It
know,
was on the TV. Not a fan of it. The monster movies
yeah.
of any sort. Never been a real fan of it.
Now they got a big following, and
Oh yeah, no
but
doubt.
it's just never been my cup of tea. Shadow Hunter says, "What film are you most looking for in 2020 in 2021?" I was really looking forward to Mortal Kombat till I heard someone was streaming it. I think last night on Chris's
Yep,
show they were
yep.
talking about they taking a whole new direction, and I'm like, oh, I don't know how that's going to be, because right now they have the recipe to make a jam up fantastic movie.
Hmm.
But if they're going to bring this new character in that nobody's familiar with, they better educate us really, really quick, really fast, really thorough in order for us to pull for him. Because my favorite characters has always been Sub Zero and Raiden. So someone that's going to come in there and steal the show and steal the shine and spotlight from them, I don't know whether I'm going to kind of secretly resent that character or not. So
Well, someone mentioned last night, and it's a good theory because I'm I'm not the super fan, but I love Mortal Kombat. It sounds like this guy's name is supposed to be Cole Young, and it sounds like he's a Johnny Cage replacement because Johnny Cage apparently is not going to be in the film. Uh, who knows? It's just why do that? We've already got established characters in all the games, books, you know, whatever's available for the franchise. We've got enough established storyline and enough characters that you could make a damn good movie out of. But if they're trying to bring in someone or something we've never heard of, I don't think that's going to be a success. I think it's a very big mistake.
Um, well, okay. From from my perspective about what I know about the upcoming Mortal Kombat film, at the moment, I think that certain humans are looking into it too much
thanks,
because
Orange Hat. Thanks.
this new character, um, from what James Wan and them have been talking about, is an MMA fighter, and he's down and out in his luck, and he's trying to figure out what he should do with his life, and then he realizes that he has some kind of marking on his body, and then that leads him to Raiden and Kung Lao and Liu
Hmm.
Kang and Jax and
Hmm.
Sonya and so on. So
Yeah.
I feel like his character seemingly serves nothing more than just the average person's way into understanding the more extraordinary characters. And I don't think that he is put there to replace or outshine anyone. He's just more of like someone from the audience. Like, what would happen if they were to encounter these individuals? What would be their reaction to them? So I think it's something like that. When I watch the movie, if it turns out that he is more important than the main characters or is some kind of legitimate replacement, depending on how it's executed, I might have a problem with that. But as it stands, I don't see a problem with it yet, based upon the information that I know.
To me, it's poor marketing because just last year they came out with that kick-ass Scorpion movie, and it kind of whet
Yeah.
everybody's appetites and stuff. But then they kind of 180 and go, and now they're backing someone. First of all, I was scared for two reasons. Originally, it was supposed to come out in January. And January has always been a bad month for movies. It's pretty much the studios put something out there they really don't have a lot of belief and faith in, saying, okay, if it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Second, it was in a director that hasn't done anything, I think, besides commercials or something, or maybe a video or two. That makes me a little leery too. But now that they put out this kick-ass um, movie, animated movie about Scorpion, which I haven't heard anything negative about. Why not build off that momentum and kind of showcase Scorpion? And we know some of the real battles was always Scorpion versus Sub Zero and Liu Kang versus Shang Tsung, and Quan Chi in there, and Raiden versus what's the big guy? I can't think of his name. His brother, Shah Khan. So why not build on that? Because you know that's going to be something that the fans are going to want to see. And now each year, as Mortal Kombat progresses, it's getting even more and more violent, even more and more sophisticated finishing moves. They got the recipe to make an outstanding movie that fans will be clamoring at. But I just don't think this is the right direction to pull in somebody totally new. Don't know how long the movie is going to be, because you're going to need at least 30 minutes of movie time, in my opinion, to really learn this guy and feel for this guy and want to pull for this guy. Because I think someone made a point last night about we don't want to see they took out Johnny Cage. Now they're going to replace him with just a regular mixed martial artist. And Johnny Cage, he had a special shadow kick and all that other kind of stuff. And
did they say specifically that he is a replacement for Johnny Cage, or is that just speculation?
I'm going on based on the information that I heard last night.
Right.
Anzo seems to be very in tune and following this. I don't know if he's following it through the media or whatever outlets that he's used, but he seems to be very knowledgeable and has details that the rest of us didn't have or don't have, but it seems very credible where he's getting his information from. I don't think it's speculation. It sounds like something he's actually seen or read or heard. So I'm not sure.
So they said specifically that he's a replacement for Johnny Cage.
Well, not necessarily a replacement. Okay, Anzo said last night on the Weekly Rumble that he had a chance to take a look at basically the movie synopsis of it. It's not saying anything in there about Johnny Cage being replaced, but right now, since he's not going to be featured in the film like the other normal characters that will possibly be there, it's just assumption that that this is a form of a replacement for Johnny Cage.
See,
that's not fact. It's just speculation, assumption, however you want to
right.
it. And,
well, I mean, it's like I said, I have to see how it unfolds, because a lot of stuff is out of context. Because for all we know, that character might die within the first 30 minutes of the movie. For all we know,
you're right, but you get a lot of reporting time. I've seen articles and stuff on him about he's supposed to be this down and out boxer or martial artist. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if they're introducing somebody new that's going to be a stable in the Mortal Kombat family, then he better be very kick-ass. I don't want to come see somebody because somebody thinking outside the box. I just recently did a couple of videos, and one thing I talk about, people always say think outside the box. Sometimes it's good to keep your ass inside the box, because sometimes inside the box has been proven, and if you just do stuff, you can do something that's maybe not necessarily as flary, or not the word, I don't want to use flare. Maybe not have enough flair as something that's very outlandish and outside the box and just like, oh, but it's still good and solid. I'd rather have something that's solid, dependable, and good, and something that, okay, we're going to try this, but we're not really certain. And then when they try it, it fails. Be like, oh, shit. You don't get the people all hyped up to see this, and it didn't pay off. So,
well, I think it comes down to two things. Number one, if I watch this new character and I think for all of 1 second that I can thoroughly beat the shit out of this dude, then I already will dislike his character. Number two, when you have whether it be a replacement or an addition, I personally wouldn't have done something like this. However, I am very big on the execution of it all, because you can use as many characters from the game as you want, and if the execution is bad, you're still going to have a shit movie. So accuracy does not guarantee success either. So to me, as long as the new character is good and doesn't undermine or disrespect the original characters, and you come up with a good story, I think we'll all be happy. I think that what we don't want is something that's bad, whether it's accurate or not.
I think if they do it accurate and they follow the storyline, then the fans are going to be happy. But let's go to the next question. We can spend a lot of time on that one. Caleb asks, how much are you guys excited for the Snyder Cut? I am really excited for it. I am ready to see it. I think that releasing it 4 hours is a mistake. Just in the realm of you might lose a little subscribers. There'll be some of those subscribers that be like, I just really got this for Snyder Cut and I'm going to cut off. So you might lose money that way. But I think that for us as YouTubers and content makers, that if they were to break it down 1 hour segments, then we would have more to talk about. When it happened those 4 hours, then we're just going to talk about that one, maybe 2 times, but then after that, it's going to go stale. So I think that just to keep up the conversation, either 1 4 hour blocks or either at least 2 2 hour blocks, I think would have been more beneficial. But either way, I'm going to watch it, and I'm excited to see it.
Well, I've been waiting to see his vision for many years, and I went from it's there to I don't know if we're gonna see it to like maybe it's not there. So I had so much time to think on it, but I don't care how it's presented, whether it's like you get 4 1 hour segments or all at once. I'm going to watch it no matter what. So, what's up, Bonzo? To me, it doesn't matter. Like those that want to see it, we're just, happy to be able to see it, to see his vision that Warner Brothers initially they were scared to do. Granted, this is more of an AT&T gesture, but they've already showcased that they're silly and they don't understand entertainment. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm excited to see the Snyder Cut. And while I enjoyed the theatrical release of Justice League, I thought it should have been a million times better. It just kind of boggles my mind that an Avengers film is better than Justice League. That makes absolutely no sense to me. But that's what happens when you have interference and you have individuals behind the scenes that are scared of the possible reactions from the audience.
I can't say I'm honestly excited to see it, but I do want to see it because, with Hollywood today, it's hard to get really excited about much because of they're failing so bad as of late. Last week I watched the Justice League again. This is the second time I watched it, and I didn't mind it as bad as I did the first time. I really didn't. The only problem I had with it was Superman. Superman was not in it long enough. Because between him and Batman, they're like 2 of the major players of the Justice League, and he was barely in it. So that was my major problem with it. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't wait to see what Zack Snyder had in mind for his vision of the film. And I agree with Terrence. No matter how they release it, I'm going to watch it. Whether it's 4 hours, 1 hour segments, 8 30-minute segments, it doesn't matter. However it's released, I'm going to watch it. I just hope Superman's in it more this go around.
I think he will be. Anzo never said he was a replacement, but just he has a major role. Okay, I might have misunderstood.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I heard that in the beginning that when they first talked about doing a Mortal Kombat movie, that they were going to introduce a brand new character, and I think a lot of that comes from, we had the Mortal Kombat YouTube series, we had the animated film, we had the live action series, and we had those 2 mediocre films.
Yeah, the TV series too.
Yeah. So those films that came before, to me, they're mediocre in terms of storytelling. Like it's not enough to have fight scenes. You got to have a good story. And I think that with this new one, they're trying to give us a good story on top of the fighting and the fatalities. Because if you don't have a good story, this is going to end up dead in the water. It'll just be another thing where people are fighting and then we'll stop caring after a couple of days. Like, we need something that'll stick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jelly Z said Morbius got delayed again and got delayed to January 2022. I'm telling you, to me, I don't know if you ever watched this show. It came on called The Passage. It came on.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think Morbius is going to steal some of that stuff from The Passage because that was the most unique vampire show I've ever seen. This guy, he went to like the same looking cave that Morbius is going to, and this little vampire infested kid, I guess, bit him, but he was able to like when he came back, he could like control people and stuff, and he could like influence them, and then the people that he infested, they could like see each other. They could like be in the same rooms, or they could almost like teleport to each other and stuff. And for some reason, he had to get a certain number. I think the number was 13 or something.
Yeah,
somehow
so he can exact his plan.
Yeah. Somehow he figured out with 13 vampires, he could break out of whatever. Because the only thing that would kill him bad was his son. But he was able to figure out a way to. And I think based on what I've seen traits of that in this Morbius clips. And I'm very excited about that. I think that I can't think of the actor's name that's going to play him. Jared Leto. Yeah, I think he's going to kill it.
You know what? With The Passage, I watched it as it was coming on Fox, and I enjoyed it. I think that it needed like 2 more seasons to flesh it out.
It did because I read the book. That little girl, she is going to be awesome when she grows up.
The little black girl. Yeah.
She came out the hybrid, and she was the only one that could control that. He was scared of her because he couldn't control her.
Yeah. I was from the jump. I was interested in her character. She was my favorite character on the show.
Yep.
So yeah, it need a little bit more time. I see what you're saying with the Morbius thing, but at the same time, like Morbius to me, he's interesting. It just like depends on like what kind of story they do with him. It's really about how you use his character. But from the trailer, I enjoyed it, and I thought that Jared Leto. I feel like he fits Morbius better than he fit the Joker. I thought that was a mistake putting him as the Joker.
I agree.
I don't need to see 2 hours of something to know if it's good or not. Like when you do auditions for a role, they don't give you 2 hours to show what you got. They give you like a couple of minutes, if that. And that's really dependent on if they're impressed with what you're doing. So
or I can see
with the little bit that I saw, he just didn't fit as the Joker. I feel like just from the trailer.
He tried to make the Joker a gangster, and the Joker has never come off to me as a gangster. He just came off as the guy that did it on Gotham.
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan.
He really nailed the Joker that last season. And of course, Jack Nicholson, his version, and of course, my favorite, Heath Ledger. But Jay Leno was just way off the mark. And I don't know why he was so far off the mark because he had 3 excellent – hell, Cesar Romero still – I think he was the most comic book accurate out of all of them.
Yeah, him and Jack Nicholson, and like in terms of live action, like Cesar Romero and Jack Nicholson were the most comic book accurate Jokers, and then Cameron Monaghan, in terms of Gotham, he actually played 3 different Jokers, even though they didn't call him the Joker, which was very impressive on that young actor's part. That he was able to do that, and each interpretation was different. In case of Jared Leto, I think really David Ayer and those around him, I feel like you need to understand these characters to be able to tell the actor or the actress what they should or should not be doing. And somebody must have told him that was a good idea, which is why he was leaning so hard into that. You couple that with his silly ass appearance with the tattoos on his face and the grill, like that shit was stupid. I'm like, that's not the Joker.
Yeah. Jelly Z said, at least Venom Let There Be Carnage still releasing this year. Good. I'm eager to see that too. I think it'll be so much better with Andy Serkis on there versus him not being on there.
Yeah.
Who's Circus supposed to be portraying?
I think he's gonna be doing with the animatronics. I mean, with that kind of whatever he uses to.
Yeah.
I don't think
As what he did with Snoke, the headgear and everything.
Yeah, I don't think
the
he's gonna
motion
actually
capture.
be on there. I think he's gonna be like the director of it. If I'm not
Oh,
mistaken.
okay. Because Andy Serkis is probably one of the best mocap actors I've seen.
I think he's gonna be directing it, and he's gonna use some of his technology, probably in the Carnage part of it.
Yeah, he's a gem. Like, to me, he's the king of motion capture, period. And I can't wait to see him as Alfred in the upcoming The Batman movie, because he like his acting ability, like while you see these characters, the expressions that he makes and stuff is really good. And I've always gave him a lot of credit as an actor, you know, that I was able to see through the characters that he was playing. Like, this guy is really good. I would like to see him, more of him for him, instead of seeing him as creatures, just because I would like to, you know, appreciate him as he is.
Yeah. Caleb says, do you think the Snyder Cut could lead us to getting Man of Steel 2 in the Batfleck series? I sure as hell hope so. I don't know why Man of Steel 2 has not been greenlit yet, because I think a lot of people don't like Man of Steel, but I don't know why, because I thought it was awesome.
Well, the Man of Steel is like a divisive film, right? Like, a lot of DC movies are divisive, and it has nothing to do in a lot of cases that the films are bad, as much as it is that you have humans that have their own tastes of how they feel that the character should be presented. And when it comes to Superman, like, out of all the comic book characters, DC, Marvel, Image, Dark Horse, whatever, you know, I feel like,
what up, guys?
hey, what's up? What's up? I feel that Superman is the most misunderstood. I hear a lot of things that are incorrect about Superman in terms of certain ways that he can be depicted. I'm like, there's a preference, you know, for him to be, you know, the hopeful goody two shoe hero, but he also has a dark side, you know, especially his comic books in the 90s. So to me, it's not so much that Superman himself was dark as much as it was that the movie itself was dark, and that because of the circumstances, you know, he was forced to do certain things. And that in that movie, he was not even Superman yet. He had to become Superman, which is very different. You know, it's like, you know, Smallville, he had to become Superman. That's not the same thing as, like, you know, Christopher Reeve Superman, like, where you see him most of the time, he's already been that character and stuff like that. So the journeys are different. But to me, there's no reason as to why there's no Man of Steel 2. I'm like, Superman, you know, you're talking about the godfather of all superheroes. I'm like, the fact that you do a Birds of Prey movie and you don't have a second Superman movie in your shared universe, somebody needs to be punched in their throat. Like, you're not supposed to be taking 8 years to do a Superman movie, and yet Iron Man and Ant-Man is about to have 3 movies, and Superman can't even have 2.
That's
Makes no
because
sense.
Marvel knows what they're doing, and DC hasn't quite yet gotten there yet. They'll get there. They took a major step back with Wonder Woman 84. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to recover from that. But that's the difference. You know what? If you know, you just know. If you don't, you just don't.
You know what's interesting? Like, with DC, I feel like this whole recovery period is non-existent, as we have seen with certain projects. You know, they can, you know, quote unquote, stumble and still have an Aquaman or a Joker or whatever, so have you. You know what I mean? So it really just comes down to, can everyone, or at least most individuals, get on board with what they're doing? Because there's a difference between, like, Marvel, where it's automatic, like how everybody's saying WandaVision is great, even though I don't care for that show. Versus DC, they more so have to encourage individuals to watch, unless it's like,
But it's
maybe Batman or
but you
Superman, where they just kind of jump on board.
but they only can blame themselves about that because they don't have consistent stuff. It's not that DC has inferior characters. It's just the people that are controlling them are not using them properly. So they're
Right,
suffering
right.
for
I,
it.
I agree. I agree. Like, it is not that they have inferior characters; they have better characters. Like,
But
they just
but
their characters and storylines are so much better, but it's all about how it's being presented.
they
So
they have to find a Kevin Feige. I don't know who that person is. I know he or she's on the planet. They gotta find it. They gotta do their due diligence and find their version of Kevin Feige and put them in place. And until they do that, they always going to come up second place. 'Cause
well,
I really thought Wonder Woman 84 was going to be a slam dunk, and I was just very
well,
disappointed.
for me, I enjoyed the film. I know that, a lot of humans didn't. That is what that is with that. But at the same time, Kevin Feige is perfect for Marvel because they needed to have a particular structure that was formulaic because their characters were unknown and most of their characters are still unknown. You needed that particular formula. The DC approach does not have to be that way because their characters are more popular anyway. But
But
you just have to make
DC only got five characters, just like household names: Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the trilogy, Shazam, Aquaman,
the
and the
Flash, the
Flash.
Green
That's it.
Lantern. Well, see, but that's the thing though. Like, the MCU approach is not good for DC. Like, if I were in charge, what I would have done right out the gate is I would have done a Justice League movie, make a masterpiece Justice League movie, and then from there I would have broke off into smaller projects, and then that would lead up to Justice League 2. The difference being is that I don't have to make movies showcasing Iron Man and all these other characters that people didn't know about and build up their fan base to get them to have faith. Because people already know them, what I would have to do, my job is to make a good ass film. That's all I have to do because the clout is already there. So when you have clout, the worst thing you can do is you make something that is either divisive or bad because then it's just like, well, shit, I know this character. I was expecting this, and that, and look what you gave me. So you end up with a bigger level of disappointment.
Okay. What you think, JJ?
Well, if we're still talking about Man of Steel 2, I'm thoroughly surprised that we haven't seen one yet. And now I understand that Cavill's got a busy schedule because, when all this was really going on, he was busy with The Witcher. But yeah, we really need a Man of Steel 2. I thoroughly enjoyed Man of Steel. I know that it's not a lot of people's favorite film, but it's all about speculation. This was their version of Superman, and I kind of like the little twists in there, the differences in there from what we know of Christopher Reeve Superman. And it's those small differences that either makes or breaks a film. And I thought they did a good job with Man of Steel. And I'm surprised they haven't brought up a second one yet because I enjoyed Wonder Woman. When I watched Wonder Woman 84, it took me 2 tries to watch it because I fell asleep the first time. I still liked it. No, I still liked it, but it wasn't as great as the first one.
No.
You know, it seems like they're so bass backwards on the way they're doing things. I'm not saying to do it Feige style, but they need to come up with a little bit better, more cohesive storyline.
Yeah.
But they here's the thing, like I hear what JJ is saying, and I like that, but it's like you Kevin Feige is like a basis for what you use to try to explain to someone what you want to do,
Oh
but
yeah,
like my thing is like, okay, if I step in the position of being the boss and they tell me, okay, so I'm like, do you want me to make a shared universe or do you want me to come up with individual movies that don't connect? Because depending on what they want, then I know exactly what we need to do. Like you cannot have a shared universe and Batman and Superman have one or no movies. That makes no sense. You have to put more respect on those characters. Like
Mm-hmm.
it like those two superheroes are the most popular superheroes, period, in the history of comic books. Superman has sold more comics than any other character at over 600 million copies sold around the world and climbing. So there's no reason as to why you should not make a good Superman movie and give him sequels like him and Batman, and then of course Wonder Woman. You got that Trinity, and then Flash and Green Lantern and Aquaman and them come after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, you cannot treat your core characters like they're side pieces. You know, disrespecting Superman, having him get beat up. You don't make Batman important and all this stuff. Like, you know, creatively, they're making a lot of mistakes that Joe Schmo at the grocery store that read one comic book knows better than to avoid those sorts of mistakes. You know, because at least
Yeah.
like with the Arrowverse is consistent of like, let's see, you got Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, and Superman and Lois. That's 7 different shows.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cohesiveness, it's very coherent. You know, they actually did the multiverse first. Probably nobody's gonna give them credit for that, but it's just the fact of it. And they built it up over 6 different shows and they explored it thoroughly. And you know, it has a fan base, and that's more
Yep.
coherent than the DCEU, which you have different tones. I'm not so much against the different tones as much as it is, you know, when you got MCU over here, everything is connecting. It's like, okay, you technically got to watch this one, otherwise you ain't gonna know this character and that. You know, that's what humans want. So you have to sort of give them what they want, but at the same time have the intelligence to do something good.
Well, I agree. I agree completely. And I'm not saying that DC should follow Feige's formula, but the only thing I was getting at is, as far as their movies are concerned, because I watched the Arrowverse, I did up until Crisis of Infinite Earths. I haven't watched an episode since, because to me that was the perfect ending for all of it. Um, they could all go off their separate ways on the same Earth.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
as far as the movies go, you know, I'm not saying follow Feige's formula, but make it more cohesive. Make the stories fit together a lot better than what they've been showing us.
Right,
Um,
right, exactly, JJ. And like, man, like how you just mentioned Crisis,
hmm
man, like if I would have been in charge of these DC movies, I would have told them this whole Crisis on Infinite Earth storyline, which you're not gonna be able to point to me too many storylines in any form of comic book that can compete with that. You know, they might mention Secret Wars or Civil War, but I'm telling you, like in terms of the scope and the craziness of destroying the DC multiverse, I'm like, that is something that we need to build up. That is some
hmm
shit where that should have been in game times a million in terms of everything that entails. I'm like, this needs to be the end goal, and this is how we're going to get to it. And I would have laid it out for them of what we need to start with, and that's
And
important. You need to know where you're going because
Okay.
what
hmm
they don't know where
Let's
they're
get to this
going.
and
question.
also,
Guess
yeah, and sometimes, last but not least, sometimes you got to know where they came from.
Right.
Case in point, because I don't know if anybody notices or not. A lot of the younger viewers won't. But in the Flash, several times he played different characters.
Mm-hmm.
He played Barry's dad. He played the other Flash from another Earth. Uh, Nobody really realizes back in the late or early to late '90s when they made the Flash TV show, that guy was the Flash in that TV show.
Yeah, he was.
It's like it's great. Even though they did him wrong, Tim Conroy got brought into Crisis. They brought Tom Welling back into Crisis. They just brought a lot of great talent back in to what I thought would have been a complete perfect ending for all the series, but they screwed that up.
Yeah,
They keep
they
going.
decided
They're
to
still
expand
going.
upon it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, Danny. I just wanted to finish up on that.
You're good. CJ says, "Did you like WandaVision after the new episode?" No, not really. I still give it an F.
I ain't seen it yet, so I can't say.
They-
I won't. I
they-
won't go into it, JJ. But I will say this: it is a southern play. They're going around their ass to get to their elbow.
Yeah,
with this,
yeah.
with this concept.
Danny,
They're going around their elbow to get to the ass.
Yeah. Elbow to the ass, elbow, however you want to say it. Because
Yep.
this right here is what they could have done. Instead of doing all this, going back in time or doing this sitcom stuff, they could have had Nick Fury say, "Hey, call whatever Avenger he want, whoever, Cap." He could have said, "Okay, Falcon and the Soldier." We haven't seen Wanda in about 9 months. In fact, we haven't seen her at the end game. After we defeated Thanos, she's going off the grid. Also, we noticed that Vision's body is nowhere to be found. Now, I'm dealing with this new team called Sword, and we were able to pinpoint a possible location where she may be at, but there's some kind of dimensional thing, and we ain't quite figured it out yet. We were able to slip somebody in there to try to make contact with her, but that's where we at now. They could have done that right there, and that would explain all this shit right here. But no, we got to go through this, leave it the Beaver shit, Bewitch shit, now Brady Bunch shit, to something that they could have done with Nick Fury in 10 minutes, and everybody be up to speed. But not everybody is chomping at the bit. Oh, I'm so intrigued about these Easter eggs. Fuck an Easter egg. I ain't gotta have all that. They could have done that and be done with it and still be at the same location they're at now. Now they don't waste, basically, in my opinion, 3 episodes to tell a story that could have been told in the first 10 minutes of the first episode, and to put more time in this actual show. To me, it's but that's just me.
You got
Wait, go
Alonzo
ahead,
in the
JJ.
chat calling you a hater.
I don't care. I ain't a hater.
Here's the thing, like,
I'm just telling you like it is. It's your opinion and it's your total your opinion, or it's your decision to like it. And if you like it, hey, I congratulate you. Danny just don't like it. It ain't his cup of tea. To me, they're going around the elbow to get to the ass, just like what JJ say, and it's not needed.
You've heard me say many times that I like to be fair and step outside of myself with critiquing. So with WandaVision, to me, like episodes 1 through 3, the show is fine. It's not so much that like I think the show is bad as much as it is that I'm not excited. I'm interested, but that has to do with, it being Marvel, number one. And number two, I'm interested in what might happen or what will happen. It's like a combination of things. And that means that I'm not in the moment. I'm thinking about the future, which is not good for watching something that's taking place at that moment in time. So these first 3 episodes, I'm not impressed. I just was not impressed. I'm like, I do not like this creative direction of the show. And when I was watching it, I think it was like I got 10 minutes in the first episode, Danny and JJ. And I said to myself, this is going to get a really high rating. And I swear, if I see somebody say this is the best MCU material, and fast forward, it is the highest rated MCU material out of everything they made, like the movies, right?
This is?
And I'm like, so you mean to tell me?
No,
I had to make a video on it because I was just
saying
like,
that this is the highest rated thing?
Yes.
Material?
Yeah, it's like the last time I checked, it was like at a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Oh my God.
So that's practically a perfect. So I was like, you mean to tell me that WandaVision is better than Iron Man,
Nope.
the first Avengers,
Nope.
Infinity War, the
Nope.
Winter Soldier,
Nope.
Black Panther. Like,
Hell no.
you're right. That was my reaction. I was like,
That's
hell
a
no. So
that's a big hell no, sir.
yes, that's a definite hell no times a million. Destroying a building, hell no. So I'm just like, look, that to me, I was just like, these. That's why I don't trust critics. I'm like, this is clearly some serious Marvel bias. They cannot be serious
I
about this.
I think if you don't have something so long, I'm telling you, man, this phrase, thinking outside the box, man.
You're like, okay, like it. What
right
did they?
right now at this point, I hate to say this because everybody in the chat don't kick me down now. I can honestly say Captain Marvel was better than what I've seen in WandaVision so far.
I would rather you JJ. You can't see me, but high five, man. I tell you what, I'd rather watch
Yeah, bro.
Captain Marvel, and I'm not the biggest fan of that movie.
Hey, I'm not the biggest fan of Shazam, but I would much rather watch Shazam again than watch these first 3 episodes again. I watched this third episode a second time to make sure I wasn't missing that, because I'm telling you, man, Onzo has a show that's going to come on tomorrow. Well, Sunday night at 9 p.m. is the WandaVision Roundtable. I'm going to be on it. And when I saw it last week, I wasn't on there last week. I was feeling a little under the weather. I really thought that I was like, Danny, you losing it, bro. I mean, everybody on the show was like, this shit is awesome. It's fire. It's intriguing. It's
right.
and I was like,
sound just like the critics. Yeah, like
I said, let me see the grades. So I'm thinking, man, it's going. I gave it an F minus. I even said, does that grade even exist? Man, it was like B plus.
I said the same thing, Danny.
I was like, oh shit. And I'm not lying when I'm saying this. It took me like 4 to 5 watches to watch both those shows, because I fell asleep each time. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay. And they did a Marvel thing and black and white. I watched about 4 minutes of, man.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna give it an F, but like I said though, like I'm not impressed. Like, cause look, here's the thing, Danny. One of my friends, he called me, and he's like, "What do you think about the Easter eggs?" And I was like, "You mean Sword, AIM, the organization that Baron Wolfgang von Strucker created, the guy that gave Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver their powers? Yeah, they're looming there. The Beekeeper outfit, even though he has a sword emblem, that's clearly the outfit that the AIM characters wear. Monica Rambeau, Hydra, Shield, Nightmare, Mephisto, the Grim Reaper, possibly Arcade. I mean, like, there's all kinds of stuff that's been teased there."
Terrence,
so
when I listened to Onzo's show, they was like, "Did you see the helicopter? Did you see the toaster?" I was like, "What the fuck? I ain't saw no damn toaster and no helicopter." Man, I'm telling you, it took me 4 or 5 watches, and I finally saw the helicopter on like the 5th watch in the hedge bushes. I said, "Oh, that's what the hell they're talking about." I was
I know, Danny, like they thought they was being cute in that show, making the helicopter the Iron Man colors and stuff like that. I get it. And the whole toaster sounding like Iron Man's little thing when he charges up before he does the blast, and the little infomercials. I'm like, I caught most of it. There might have been something I missed because I ain't perfect, but I caught a lot of it.
The last commercial was the Hydra soap or something.
Yeah, and then they had the Strucker watch. Like
I saw that.
Like those. There's a lot of stuff that I caught, and I was like, okay.
But somebody said there was Galactus helmet in one of the episodes. I didn't even see that.
I think I saw that. It was like, I think that was a moment where I thought about the Grim Reaper, and then I was just like, okay. They said they were going to use Nightmare in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now, Nightmare is associated with Agatha Harkness, who is Scarlet Witch's mentor in the comic books, who is clearly that crazy ass lady that doesn't know how to stop smiling. I'm like, that's got to be Agatha.
I don't think it's going to be Nightmare. I think it's going to be Mephisto, because I saw on another stream that Mephisto, uses the name Rusty, and she always
Right.
referred to Rusty, but Rusty is a name that Mephisto uses, and she keeps saying little things about the devil's in the details. She's saying he's in other places too, and she said something again on this last episode. It was something crazy about
Yeah, Mephisto has been teased, but so has Nightmare, and so is the Reaper. Like, and
yeah,
and
I think it's gonna be Mephisto. So
yeah,
whatever.
like
Yeah,
any one of them is not going to surprise me.
because this stream I saw went all the way back to the first Avengers movie. Remember that scene where Captain America, he's in the gym and he's punching the bag. He punched him so hard that they bust, and so he
Yeah,
grabs him up and put it back up.
yeah,
And Nick Fury walks in there and hands him like this dossier talking about the Tesseract.
yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
in that folder, there's a second paper, and they blow up the writing on the bottom of the paper, and it says that Mephisto helped them to do something, was explaining the Tesseract to them. So Nick Fury already made contact, according to that particular envelope, had already made contact with Mephisto, and Mephisto was helping them try to explain how to get use the Tesseract and all this kind of shit. So they were saying it was
Okay,
even
that part I was unaware of because I didn't zoom in on like the page on a clipboard to see that.
I'm gonna send you that clip. I saw
But
it yesterday.
so I didn't know that portion. But at the same time, what I do know is Mephisto has interacted with practically almost every Marvel character, especially when you get into the Ghost Riders. And I hope they do the Ghost Riders. I hope they do. But I don't care if it's Johnny Blaze, Robbie Reyes, Danny Ketch. I don't care who it is. Cosmic Ghost Rider, that one female Ghost Rider. I don't care who it is. But anyway, Mephisto would make a lot of sense, but I don't like. Is it going to be like they show him at the end of WandaVision, or is it going to be that
Or is he gonna be in human form, or is he gonna be looking like he does in the comics?
I want to see? I don't want like I saw the human form in the Ghost Rider movie, and I saw the shadow of him in the Ghost Rider movie. I want to see full blown Mephisto. I don't want somebody to zoom in on a clip and go, "See the milk guy over there? That's really Mephisto." No, I want to see comic book Mephisto in all his glory. That's what I want to see.
Well, now if they do it like they did Dormammu, because I didn't like that Dormammu in Doctor Strange.
It's funny that you mentioned that, Danny, because I've heard others with that same sentiment, and I don't have an issue with that because, like, you have Dormammu in that sort of energy-like form, but you also have him when he's more solid, like where you see like a humanoid body. I think that we will probably see that version of Dormammu possibly in Doctor Strange 2, where he comes out and beats the shit out of Doctor Strange, and he won't be able to do that cute shit that he did in the first movie.
Yeah. You got anything on that? Anything else, JJ?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Next question. Do you think HBO Max Green Lantern TV show will be good? I hope so. If they use Diggle and they take off from Arrowverse, I think it has potential to be good. And plus, I don't want to sound racist, which I'm not racist, but they're getting rid of Black Lightning. So I think it'll be good to replace a which I thought Black Lightning was awesome. A black superhero with one that they're going to phase out. So I won't be mad at it. I like all the Green Lanterns, except the redhead guy. I don't really care for him as much, but the rest of them, I don't have a problem with it. So I think if they use the same actor, I think he could pull off the Jon Stewart.
Yeah, because remember the '90s Flash during Crisis, he was like, "Hey, John, where's your ring?" I'm like, "John, where's your ring?" I'm like, "Wait." I'm like, "Wait, is Diggle?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is Diggle John Stewart Green Lantern in a different universe, like Earth 90? Like what?
That's what I'm thinking.
And then of course he found the Green Lantern ring. Now I know you got those humans out there like how do you know it's a Green Lantern ring? They didn't show it. I'm like, first of all, it wouldn't make no sense if he opened a box that had kryptonite in it. That's the only other thing that's flashing green. Like humans are being ridiculous. They set it up, they mentioned it, they said the ring, a character called it out. That's what he found, a Green Lantern ring. So to me, like Danny said, I would like to see that John Diggle as, Green Lantern. That would be sick. However, you know what? The green what I don't care what lanterns they bring in. There are so many of them that are really cool, and with the show, you can really explore a lot of them before you
Mhm.
even get to a movie. So that's what's good about a show is that we might get to see the lanterns that we've seen in animation and then some. And you can have like certain arcs dedicated to each one. Like I would love that. And visually it can look just stunning between the different lantern cores. Oh man, like I I'm willing to see it. I'm open. And with the other thing that you said, Danny, with Black Lightning, unfortunately season 4 will be the last one and then we'll get that painkiller spinoff. But because Black Lightning is an Arrowverse show now, as long as the Arrowverse still exists, those characters we can see them. There's a possibility, and
We're sure
technically,
in a crossover, we'll see him.
right, and technically, due to Crisis, they can pop up in any live action DC material, and it would make perfect sense because they set it up.
And especially they get him down in the Justice League on that table. So if they
Right,
decide to
right.
do a Justice League, then he can definitely be back on. So I'm not too sad. You're right.
Danny, I love that you mentioned that he got a chair because I'm like, so you give my boy a chair
You take a show
in the Hall of Justice, and you cancel his show.
that makes no sense.
And somebody over there. See, this is why, Danny. I love me some DC, Danny, but sometime I be wanting to chop somebody in the throat. I'm like, somebody thought it was a good idea to cancel Black Lightning and green light a Batwoman season 2, Danny.
Did you see the first episode of Batwoman?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
I wasn't. It's to me, it's leaps and bounds better than Kate Kane. Oh, I could not stand her. At least I could stomach this girl.
Danny, I just this whole number one that everybody is stealing Batman's technology and how she stole the bat suit and Luke Fox, who's supposed to be a badass superhero. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's another black superhero. That you always got to point that out because humans don't know. That's another black superhero.
I'm really surprised he didn't know about the Batmobile.
Thank you. That I was just about to get to that. The silliness
how the
and
hell
the cringe.
Didn't know the Batmobile was somewhere in that cave. That didn't make sense.
Right. I'm like, you mean to tell me that you've been all up and down that Bat cave since Bruce Wayne was there and you didn't know where the Batmobile was, but yet this doofus named Thomas Elliott, who's
found out the second day he was in there.
Right. That shit didn't make that's the shit I'm talking about, Danny. I'm like, the writing and everything on that show is so cringe to where I just be pulling out my fucking hair. I'm like, who thought this shit was okay to make it like this?
Whoever the showrunner is, he or the director, they don't know. They need to go back and read. During the offseason, they need to immerse themselves in Batman comic books because
in Batwoman comic books, I'm like, have you ever?
They don't have a clue.
To immerse themselves in all comic books.
But at least know at least know the material that you're supposed to be directing. That is
right.
Crazy.
I'm like, and it's funny because everybody
the Batmobile. He knew Batman had the Batmobile, so where the fuck he thought he took it? He's like,
right. And I'm like, how the fuck did he steal the Batmobile like that? I'm like, what about all the security measures? They have no security measures in there.
Nothing.
Danny, that shit baffles my mind. I'm like, that shit is supposed to shock the fuck out of you if you got the wrong fingerprints, Danny. You can't just steal that shit like that.
I'm Joe Blow. Oh, look, the Batmobile. No, it shouldn't happen.
And he was supposed to, I would have, if I would say, okay, let's go to the Batcave, and that guy couldn't tell me, I'd be like, what's up now? You should know how the secret.
Right.
He didn't. The guy, go ahead, go first. Yep. Man. What? No, you're supposed to know exactly how to get in there. So,
see, that's why I was irritated, Danny. I'm like, so this guy looks like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me that Bruce Wayne don't remember how to get in the Batcave?
Alfred's daughter figured out after the first 5 minutes she was with him. Oh, that ain't. I'm sorry, that ain't Bruce Wayne. 'Cause she said,
Red flag, Danny.
"Yep,
That's not even a red flag. That's like, if you don't see this, you
yeah."
need to be killed immediately type of flag. Like I
Yeah. Who's just saying it's smart
Damn.
that they let him out because he let him right in the Batcave. Alfred daughter spent 2 minutes with him and knew that wasn't Batman. Ran his fingerprints, found out that exactly who it was.
and that dude is supposed to be Batwing, DC's version of a black Batman. Yes, they have a black Batman and a black Robin already in the comics, and they. Oh boy, Danny, the silliness is so high.
Yeah, I feel your pain. Uh-oh. What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Yeah, hold on, my headset's so
Oh,
bad.
hell, we got trouble now. Great.
Jelly Z said, I think WandaVision is a bit overrated. I agree. Avengers, Infinity War, and Captain America, the first Avenger, way better.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's
Ye-
it's kind of odd that it would even be compared to those movies. I'm like, how would that?
Comment chat, what are your expectations for the Blade reboot and what would you like to see? Well, I am glad to say, and I told some people, I don't know who it is, that Disney could have a rated R movie, and they're going to have that with Deadpool 3. It's going to be rated R. So if they can make Deadpool 3 rated R,
Right.
they can make Blade rated R, which they should do. And if Disney is
Yep.
changing their way of thinking about rated R movies in this family company, they can also change their minds about other stuff. So to me, it's not
Yeah.
set in stone that they're not going to go back and retcon some of their properties. I
Well,
think. Go ahead.
Chris Knight done mentioned this. There's a lot of companies under the Disney umbrella that produce and I don't mean produces in a movie, but they
Make rated R movies.
they release rated R movies.
Yeah, but there were no
bringing
up
in
to
Deadpool or Blade or whatever, it makes sense. Marvel is under the Disney umbrella, so why not? Why is Marvel not allowed to have a rated R movie?
because up to now they never did it. That was the big
No,
argument.
it's not so much that they're not allowed. It's just
They just never
they
did.
look they
never done it.
yeah they have a formula.
Mhm.
They have a formula and they like to stick to it. But Kevin Feige strikes me as a brilliant man, and I was just like, this man being as brilliant as he is, he can't be stupid enough to water down Deadpool. He has to be smarter than that. Scene transition, rated R Deadpool.
Hey, hold on 1 minute. I'm gonna answer this question. Zach, I never watched Halloween. I don't give a damn about Halloween. I've never watched any of them. Michael Myers, I couldn't tell you nothing about that franchise. I do not give a shit about Halloween. So I'm not excited about nothing about Halloween. Okay, back to you. The other show. The other question.
We now return to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, I mean, he asked it twice, and I wasn't trying to blow him off, but I don't give a shit about Halloween. I don't like all that. Halloween, the only one I like is Freddy Krueger. The rest of them can suck a weenie. I don't care about
I like Freddy Krueger as well. Just
it.
mostly
That's
the
the one
first movie.
that's the one I give a damn about. Freddy Krueger, but Jason, Michael Myers, whatever else, Texas Chainsaw, I don't watch all that shit. So I'm not excited about Halloween at all.
Not a fan of his sequels, but that first movie was on point.
Yep. But I'm ready to see Blade. I think they have a top-notch actor. Whether my only concern with Blade is he going to be as nice as Wesley Snipes? I don't think he is, unless he's in the damn gym 4 or 5 hours a day, 6 or 7 days a week. From the time that they told him he had to part, but if he ain't doing that, I don't think he's going to be as nice as Wesley.
You know what? Okay, my concerns initially, which weren't like extreme, it was just more like, okay, how's the tone gonna be? Is it gonna be that typical MCU tone where they make jokes every 5 seconds? I'm like, you can't do that with Blade. I'm like, I don't want to see that. And then I'm just like, how's the violence gonna be? Is there gonna be blood, or how are the vampire effects gonna be when he kills them? You know, like what are the fight scenes gonna be like, and who's the villain, and all that kind of stuff. And then, you know, I started running through my mind. I'm like, well, Kevin Feige likes to do things differently, likes to put his own twist. So I'm just like, is he gonna use Whistler, or is he gonna use Jamal Afari? I'm like, I hope he uses Jamal Afari, the jazz musician that taught him in the comics. Like, that'd be amazing. Most people don't know about that, and that would also allow them to learn more about the character and the character's background, and that could give you an opportunity to show a young Eric, and you get to see his training and stuff, and you get to see how he got his name Blade because his master gave it to him because he was great with blades. Like, you know, you have an opportunity to do something special, but there's a whole lot of room for error if you have the wrong individuals there. Like, Kevin Feige gets it going, but depending on who he gets to go after that could be problematic. So I hope that, you know, Kevin Feige understands, like, okay, Blade already has a fan base. This is not one of your typical MCU movie characters where nobody knows that fucking character. Like, this was Wesley Snipes, and he was making money before your MCU even existed, before it was even a thought. So you can't pull the same stuff and get away with it. So you better bring your A game when it comes to Blade.
I agree. We said, go ahead, Anzo.
I was going to say Mahershala Ali is a Academy Award winning actor, so he's the one thing I'm not worried about in Blade.
Yeah, I'm not worried about his acting. I'm just worried is his skill his fighting skills? What I'm worried about is that I know he's gonna kill that.
Yeah, but you don't even have to worry about that because even if it's not, they'll make it look like it is. So,
yeah, well, I mean,
it's like kind of like them guys you see on Cobra Kai. Sometimes I see them fights, I'd be like,
the fights are horrible.
First of all, like, while I love Cobra Kai, like, I told my friends, I was like, first of all, I would beat the fuck out of everybody in that show. There's not a single character on there that'd be able to take me. They get their ass whooped when I'm just like 6.
Kind of trash.
So, but I like the show.
That guy that showed Dan that new technique, I think he could take you, Terrence.
You talking about the one in Okinawa?
Yeah, he put that little move on you and paralyze your bicep.
He gonna think he gonna put the move on me, and then it's just gonna be me, punching him in the throat, and I'm like, see, no, this is a real technique, boy. Like,
put that paralyzing technique on you, man. What you gonna do? You can't raise your arms.
Those characters are too slow, Danny. They're too slow to deal with.
Yeah. To me, I love Cobra Kai, but to me, the fight scenes look way too. You can tell they're choreographed.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not fluent enough.
And don't forget, Danny, like, in the show, these characters are presented as black belts. Remember, when I was a beginner, I beat black belts, and those are actually trained people. So these people in this show that are doing a bunch of pretending, oh yeah, they about to get wrecked. They're done.
I hear you. D. Scott say, so guys, with the Snyder Cut coming out, what's everybody's thoughts on Superman 2, both theater cut and Richard Donner cut? I never watched the Richard Donner cut. I don't think that Zack Snyder cut is going to surpass Superman 2, because to me, out of all of the Superman movies, that is the best one. So I don't think that this movie is going to surpass it. I mean, I just don't. Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely? No.
Right. Because I believe there was two Donner cuts. I believe the first Superman, they did a kind of like a director's cut type thing, and I love them both. But that's with me and director's cuts. I always enjoyed them because if what they cut out and added back in fit, it just adds to the storyline.
Right.
Just like with the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, they're long. You better have your pail handy so you ain't got to miss none of them or hit pause or something. But it just adds to the story. Now, as far as the Christopher Reeve movies go, 1 and 2 exist. I don't ever claim 3 and 4.
Yeah, we don't talk about those.
Yeah, I don't claim 3 and 4.
I wasn't mad at 3 because 3 we saw him fight himself. That was iconic time in movie time.
Well,
Yeah, but three was with Richard Pryor, right?
Richard Pryor.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Yeah, but
But I'm saying
Richard Pryor was the star of that one, though.
it had iconic scenes in it. What I'm saying,
yeah,
I don't claim
yeah.
claim 4 at all.
I'm not mad at that movie either, only because I thought about walking in front of a bus when I saw it. I couldn't even get mad. I just was
Yeah,
like,
it was horrible.
it was horrible.
Yeah,
Like like see, it's movies like Superman 3 and 4. Not the fault of Christopher Reeve, because he was clearly perfect. They just started fucking up. But it's movies like Superman 3 and 4 are the go-tos when somebody tries to talk about, DC's failing. I'm like, oh, why you gotta mention Superman 3 and 4? Like, stay away from them.
Yeah,
Like, let's talk about something.
That Superman 3 and 4 and Return of
Batman
Superman,
Returns.
those 3 are gonna haunt the Superman franchise from here into Kingdom Come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
Batman
to me,
Returns, Batman and Robin, Batman Forever.
No. We're not gonna throw no Batman Returns, but Batman and Robin, though, I'll give you that one.
Batman Returns wasn't that bad.
No, Batman Returns.
I didn't care for it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Batman Returns that was too, right? The Batman Returns.
The one with the penguin.
Yeah, no,
the one with the Penguin. Like JJ, I'll give you Batman and Robin. I'll give you Batman and Robin.
I'll give you that, but I ain't gonna give you Batman Returns.
Hold up. See, that's where the disagreement comes a lot of times for me. Is my only problem with Batman Returns was the Penguin.
What?
Yeah, the
man, he killed the Penguin.
I love Catwoman in that one because you can't beat Michelle Pfeiffer, period. But Danny DeVito was great for the role, but I didn't like the way they portrayed him.
JJ, can you do me a favor and give me 3 reasons why you did not like Danny DeVito's Penguin?
And then after that, send your ass to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, I got a Phantom Zone. I got a Phantom Zone for him right now.
Yeah, we haven't seen the new one. Let's go, Danny.
No, JJ, I'm just curious. I'm not gonna lie. Like that reaction from Zod, I would have had that reaction too. Like, these motherfuckers trying to get rid of me. Like,
nah. Seriously, my biggest thing was his makeup. I didn't like the way he was portrayed. Now, Danny DeVito was the perfect part for the Penguin. I just could not stand the way he looked.
Okay, so
his makeup was off. They could have done the Cobblepot story a little bit better than what they did, and then I just didn't like it, man. It's just I
got you. Hey, JJ, you don't like. I feel like that's more than enough. Usually, I throw out the number 3 because I feel like when you tell someone 3 different points, that should be more than enough to get your point across. But I think this goes to what I said earlier and what I've been saying for the last, 13 and some odd years about it comes down to taste in terms of why a person likes or dislikes something.
Right.
And, it just didn't sit right with you, right? The Penguin thing. Now,
no.
So did that ruin the movie for you, or how do you feel?
Kind of did, because the movie was more centered around the Penguin. I much rather would have had it centered around Catwoman.
Okay.
Personally, and had the Penguin as the side character.
Ain't JJ a Sith Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Last time I checked.
Just I got to tell him.
He must stand trial. He has control of the Senate and the courts. He's too dangerous to be left alive.
But
yeah, right.
You're not kicking him out though. You're giving the thing, but you're leaving him in. No, you got to follow through. You got to send his ass out there.
I ain't got nothing I can send him out on that clip.
Man, like the way that Anakin was acting in that scene. If I were Mace Windu, I'd have been like, "Look, boy, you better calm down." Like,
I got one for Terrence too, Anzo.
That one's
you know what, Danny? I'm not gonna lie, Danny. I'm not gonna lie, Danny.
That's how
when I saw my own blood.
That's how Kevin Feige be beating Anzo ass. He coming there. I'm not Anzo, but Terrence. What? You don't like this?
Danny, I'm telling you, like that reaction that Leroy had when he didn't see the glow on his body, that was my same reaction when I was in my first tournament and I saw all that blood coming out of my nose and my mouth on my chest guard. That was my reaction. I was like, what the fuck? I ain't got the glow. What the hell's going on?
Let's get back to the questions. What was the last question? Damn. I don't remember this night. He said, Danny, remember you made everybody laugh during Robert Storm's Xbox Series X launch live stream? I have no idea what he's talking about.
Nor do I.
You talking about that's fucking real life or something?
No, I don't think that was on the Xbox stream.
Anthony Beltree, that's a new one. I don't think I ever see him. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it, boss. Do you think Blade is going to cross over with Morbids in the movies? I hope so. I think there was a movie. I mean, a comic book series called Night Stalkers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and Blade actually got stronger from getting bit by Morbius, which is interesting. Like they could actually, play that up in the MCU, but Sony would have to make deals because like when it comes to Spider-Man and the characters associated with him, it seems like Sony's like, okay, you can use Spider-Man and you can use these villains, but we gonna use these, so you got to stay away from these because we're gonna do this. So they would have to come up with some kind of an arrangement. So
yeah, but I believe they already do have some kind of arrangement because what's his name is in Morbius, Vulture.
The Vulture, yeah.
This is true, but Vulture is a Spider-Man character which is already with Sony, right? Mm-hmm. So
also,
Blade.
Morbius is a Spider-Man character too, because he was first introduced in the comic on the animated series. Morbius was
that's true.
Love interest for Black Cat,
right? But what I'm saying is that because Blade is an MCU character, so anything attached to Spider-Man, if a character like Anzo said with Vulture, I'm like, well, that's already Sony's anyway, so they can have him appear wherever they want.
Yeah, but the fact that they're using the same character shows that there's some sort of crossover, and I believe, and Kevin Feige already confirmed that every single Spider-Man movie is a part of the MCU. So,
good deal.
So,
right, and I mean, I feel like that'll be solidified with the multiverse thing.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Are they bringing back Keaton for the Vulture for this?
Yes.
Yeah. He's already in the clips. If you look at the clips,
cool.
The Morbius clips, he's in there because he's like, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" or something like that, some shit like that.
Because without the introduction of the multiverse, which is what they're working on, certain connectivity won't make any sort of narrative sense. Like you would have to introduce that in order for that to work, which they're doing.
And if what I heard is true, there's supposed to be a multiverse crossover in WandaVision.
Right. Well, hopefully that happens because that show needs something to get me to lose my mind. Because I'm guessing by episode 5 or so that I'm gonna have one of those Terrence reactions. And my friends, they know about the Terrence reactions. Like I think something like I hope it's by episode 5. It might be by next week. Who knows? But I'm guessing by episode 5 it's going to be one of those moments. I hope it is.
I'll tell you.
Everybody says that Marvel's movies are formulaic. And when they do something different, people are hating on it. I don't think it's the greatest, but it's not horrible.
Did you listen to my earlier take on how they could have made this a whole lot easier?
Yeah, But that doesn't mean it's going to be good, Danny. That would have made it easier.
Would have been more simple now. Right now, man, every time I watch one of them shows, I get my Easter basket, my binoculars, and some damn liquor because that's what I need to watch it.
Well,
at this point,
I
don't even pay attention to what's going on, what the show is about. I'm paying attention to the background, to certain things in the episode.
Yeah, that's all I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like,
I
I'm
could
like
care less
looking
about.
at, I'm looking at their clothes to see if it got some kind of sword or some
Mhm.
kind of Hydra. I'm like,
But that's
really?
the genius of the show. It's
Oh,
smoke and fucking smoke and what's
mirrors,
the smoke and
smoke and
mirrors.
mirrors.
That's it. Yeah,
Mirrors.
it's
So
smoke and
like,
mirrors.
okay, but like here's the thing. Like, I think it was like so last night. My friend's dad was like, "Okay, do I need to watch WandaVision?" And I was like, "Yeah, you got to, because I'm pretty sure by episode 5 or 6, they're gonna be doing all some kind of crazy shit, and then everybody gonna be tweeting about it." So then he watched it, and he was like, "So do you feel like this is different from the movies?" And I was like, well, it depends on what you mean. I mean, the goofiness that's there is very MCU like, but in terms of this whole, them being shrouded in mystery and the certain plot elements, that is slightly different. But
Mhm.
that's just a piece of the puzzle, not that the whole thing is different.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. It's not that the whole thing is different, but
Okay,
that's the thing. It's the fucking intrigue, you know.
I
And then
think.
when
Go ahead.
no, you
Go ahead.
first. No, you
I said I
first.
think that it's gonna end up being good. I think it is. I'm just not in love with this jumping from decade to decade. That to me, that's a distraction that makes me don't want to watch it because I'm not exaggerating when I'm saying, man, it took me about 4 to 5 times, different times, to watch the first 2 episodes. I've never done the MCU
I,
properly like that.
like
The
what?
episodes are unrewatchable. I can definitely agree with that. I can't sit down and say I want to watch the first or two WandaVisions again. But I did watch the second one again because it was a little bit better, but only because when she's telling that story, Monica Rambeau's telling that story, there's hints in that story to things that are happening, right? So that's why I watch it. But that's the only part that gets
I,
really good is when she
I
says,
watch.
"Oh, your brother was killed by Ultron."
well, let's see.
Well,
Episodes one.
don't say anything about because Judge hadn't seen it yet, so try not to.
Okay, like
Oh shit!
in terms of the first 2 episodes, I've seen them twice. Like I watched it by myself, and then I watched it with Tremaine, and then later on tonight I'll be rewatching the third episode. But that's
Mhm.
just because we watch a lot of stuff together. But Tremaine, like he ain't that impressed with it because he like that's not his thing for the most part. He likes like a lot of comic book stuff, but he's never read any, so he doesn't get any of the Easter eggs and stuff.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
just sitting there like, sword, aim, Hydra, Baron, Wolfgang von Strucker, and the Nightmare, Mephisto, possibly Arcade. I'm just running different shit through my mind, and I'm like, I get all that, but when they gonna do the fucking spectacle? When they gonna hurry this shit up?
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
slow.
I think
All right.
next episode.
Someone described it as a slow burn. That's what it is. I'm just wish it was a little bit
Hey,
more faster than what we're currently seeing. Go ahead, JJ.
Danny. No, I just wanted to thank you for letting me come up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and dip. Um,
All
it's
right.
great to see you guys, all of you,
Take care,
Terrence, Anzo,
Oh yeah,
Danny.
JJ, nice talking to you. It's been a minute, so yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Everybody
All
take
right, bro.
care. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back down in chat.
All
All
right.
right, brother.
All right, later, guys.
All right. Later. Zach said, comment chat, when the Snyder Cut comes out, do you plan on watching all 4 hours of it in one sitting?
Of course.
It depends on what night. Now, if it's a work night and I gotta work, probably not. But I plan on watching it whenever I watch it at one time. I don't know if I want to watch half of it and be like, I'll watch the rest of it. No, so whenever I sit down to watch it, I'm gonna watch probably all 4 hours. And see, this right here is gonna be the start of, in my opinion, if this is a hit and it makes a lot of money like I think it is, theaters is gonna be hurting because I'm telling you, if I can spend how much I'm spending a month, $14 a month, and I can watch all this versus going to a theater where I might be possibly exposed to what I just got over, ain't no question.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
this was never planning on going to the theater, so it's a little bit different than what we have coming out.
Yeah, but I think
Right,
if
right.
it's successful, then this would be a formula that other studios could use. Okay,
They
80
won't.
million.
Oh, I hope not, because that would be silly from
They
a
won't.
financial
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah.
Because
They won't do that.
yeah,
I'm
like I
telling
mean, after all, like we had Warner Brothers getting sued to shit because of the silly decisions they made recently. Like the best thing that could happen for their streaming platform, HBO Max, is that they jump in subscribers,
Mhm.
and then you could start competing, with
With
the likes of
Netflix
Disney
and
Plus.
that's why I
yeah,
said I think it's a mistake for that Zack Snyder was supposed to be their bread and butter, so to speak. I would have broke it up into 4 1-hour episodes. That would have given me more subscribers and would have give, I think, for YouTubers more time to talk about it, because if we see it all at one time, we're going to talk about it once, twice. A third time might be stretching, but no more than that. At least if we had it broken down into 4 1-hour segments, we're going to talk about it every week, and we're probably going to do a following show talking about all 4 episodes at one time. So I think from the YouTube content maker perspective, it
Well,
might hurt the
yeah,
conversation.
wouldn't it depend on the person? Like, okay,
it would.
because like for me, I'm thinking 4 hours. I have a ton of knowledge about DC. The amount of theories and opinions that I can have on something consisting of 4 hours, I
Yeah,
can
but
make a ton of videos off of
you're,
that.
you're the exception to the rule, Terrence. If let's say, for instance, I watch it on Friday, then Anzo
Mm.
or Chris or somebody has a round table, and we discussed it Saturday. Then I go on Storms Live and discuss it Sunday. Monday, I might want to talk about it one more, but I'm not going to want to talk about it next Tuesday, next Wednesday, next Thursday, and again, I'm not going to want to do that.
Yeah, but
I know me. No matter how
you
good
know,
it is,
I wouldn't either. But what HBO Max and them are hoping for is, let's say they get 1 million new subscribers, and half of those to stay after it's done. Like, don't cancel it. That's kind of, bringing up their numbers. So that's the only thing they're really concerned about with bringing out this movie. It's getting their numbers up so that they can compete. That's the only reason, because
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
you're not going to make like crazy money off of this movie.
aren't they doing something that the other streaming services aren't doing? They're releasing all their movies this year on HBO
Yes.
Max, correct?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
part of the reason why they got sued. It's stupid as fuck. Like my thing is like I get it, but there are contracts in place, which is why they got sued. You're gonna have Nolan, Patty, and whoever else and James Gunn just bouncing and stuff. Like the fact that they felt betrayed, it's gonna be difficult for you to convince them to stay. So it just wasn't smart overall. Like it'd be different if it paid off and you have all this success, but a lot of this shit is theoretical and can change at any moment when you don't have paywalls and when people can just cancel their subscriptions.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You see, I don't have an issue with them bringing the movies out because of what's going on and stuff. I don't have an issue with that. I'm just saying that there's no way they're going to make the money they would have made if the theaters were around.
Right. I mean, to echo that, I don't have an issue either, like in that full sense. It's just more from a financial perspective. It's not smart.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Did they
There's a
lose
reason
them?
why, like, you have Kevin Feige when he did that MCU panel for the investors call, that he made sure to say certain movies going to the theater, and there was a bunch of them going to the theater. And
Mhm.
he has the stuff, the shows for Disney Plus. And in terms of Black Widow, which should have come out like 30 years ago, and Eternals and all this stuff, I feel like the only
That's not.
way that they're going to end up.
No, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, like, the only way they're going to end up on Disney Plus is if they just like, man, there's no way that this is even feasible to go to the theater. We're going to have to double down, and we'll release a couple of them, couple months
Mhm.
apart, and then see where it goes from there.
You are
Hey, I want to.
absolutely right. I was just about to say that there is no way Black Widow's going to Disney Plus. They will hold on to that until the theaters are full capacity and then bring it out.
I think
There's no
because
way.
Wonder Woman was such a flop, though, why it won't. If Wonder Woman was a success, I think they would do it. I just want to make one quick announcement before we continue. We got
Yeah.
21 people watching. We got 22 likes. I want to say thank everyone in the chat. I appreciate it. It's a Friday night. I'm glad you took your time to come share this stream with me. I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all. I think this is the most I've ever had on one stream, so I appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead. Comment chat. Do you guys think they should make a Midnight Sun movie with all the dark, greedy Marvel characters, like the dark, greedy Avengers? I'm not really familiar with the Midnight Sun movie property, so I really don't know how to answer that.
Nor do I.
You know, Terrence?
In terms of the Midnight Suns, I think it's possible, but you would need to establish your supernatural characters first. The werewolf by nights and stuff like that. And then once you do that, and then also Morbius as well. Like there's a couple of characters that are there that they can use, but until you establish your supernatural element, it's just going to seem random if they just come into play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you need who did they have in there? They got like I know they have Hellstrom. That was a shitty ass show. That's fucking horrible. I know you have Morbius in there, and then the Werewolf by Night guy. Doctor Strange was part of that, and you had I want to say
Ghost Rider, maybe.
Yeah, I think you had two of them. If I'm not mistaken, you had Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch. But either way, you had like two different Ghost Riders. But I'm like, some of these characters are just not there yet. And it's like
they had Deacon Frost. Deacon Frost is like a vampire in the comic.
Yeah, Deacon Frost. Deacon Frost is a cool character, but it's like for the average person, the MCU's formulaic approach is that you feed them little bit by little. So it's easier for them to digest it and for them to not have to feel like they have to read 1 trillion comic books to understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah. Did they already confirm that it was the Vulture, or is it something fans made up? No. If you look at the Morbius trailer, him and Morbius and Vulture, that played by Michael Keaton, have an interchange, like he's
in
going
jail,
to an airport or something.
No, jail. Vulture's in jail.
He's like, "What's up, Doc?" or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the trailer.
Yeah.
This is going to be a different of opinions here. Who is the best and most comic accurate Spider-Man? To me, that's always going to be Andrew Garfield. Anzo likes
Tobey Maguire
better. I'm not sure who Terrence liked better, but
well, that's a huge question because so
short.
Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker is not accurate at all to the comics, but his Spider-Man is good. And like Toby, he has elements of both, but it was still like that spice that was missing that I feel like Tom Holland has. But Tom Holland's Spider-Man, while I like him the best of the three, at this moment in time, he is very much in Iron Man's shadow, as to where that was a temporary relationship in Civil War that ended with Iron Man damn near murdering Spider-Man and fucking his ass up, and the Punisher had to save him. So I'm just like, I feel like they all have their qualities, and I feel like I like them all for different reasons. But I will go with Tom Holland out of the three.
Okay. Thank you, JJ, for the $20 super chat. Thanks for letting me hang out. I had a blast. Hey, that's no problem, man. You're always welcome, JJ. I appreciate the super chat as well, my friend. Let's see, next question. Do you think we're going to see Mace Windu in The Mandalorian? God, I hope so.
No.
That would make my day. That would make my day.
We will not.
Man,
we don't see him in The Mandalorian. Maybe we might see him in one of them damn 9 shows they announced. So maybe
might see him in Ahsoka, if anything.
But
I keep hearing that, Anzo, that if we're gonna see him, that he would appear in Ahsoka. Like, my opinion on that wasn't too much in the sense that I'm not too familiar with Ahsoka, so I just don't know how to fill in those blanks. But I was just like, I guess.
Yeah, it's either Ahsoka or maybe in the Luke Skywalker spinoff that they're doing, because those movies will be centered around Jedis and stuff like that. So
right. Okay, yeah. See that was the only thing that I had was that I'm like, well, you got Jedi and Jedi trained, so I guess it would make the most sense there, but that's as far as I could go.
Yeah, that's about it.
I don't know what you're referring to, Caleb. You said this season needs to have action because it's been kind of boring earlier. And then you follow that up with there are rumors saying they might have it on HBO Max, and then a little bit later send it to the theaters. Are you talking about Black Widow? We don't know.
Well, Black Widow would not be put on HBO Max though.
I don't. I'm not sure. So tell us what you're talking
Absolutely not. I'm like, unless they planning some
Do you think-
secret underground DC Marvel crossover, I don't think so.
You think we're going to get the Brandon Ruth Kingdom Come TV show for HBO Max? I haven't heard any talk of that.
Nope.
Nope.
In the beginning when Crisis was coming along, like once they revealed that he was the Kingdom Come type Superman, like that was actually a conversation that I was having quite a bit with different individuals. And like what I said is that would be cool, but I think a lot of that would depend on how people like receive like certain DC shows. And at that point it was like we just barely got him in Crisis. So I feel like that's more of the like I would watch it, but I don't know. I mean, we already got Superman and Lois, so because of that makes that less likely, but we'll see.
Zach follows up and says, "Comic chat. Perhaps the success of the Snyder Cut could lead to the revival of Colin Trevorrow's version of Star Wars Episode 9. Your thoughts?" I don't know who Colin Trevorrow is, and I don't
He's
know
the one who is the original writer of Episode 9, the one that was fired.
And you said with the Snyder Cut, I don't know. I don't think one has anything really to do with the other.
It won't change nothing. That's dead and done.
Yeah, I think that is something that, in my opinion, that they're trying to forget. There was a discussion we had earlier this week on the Rule of Three, and I think one of the questions was something about would they retcon. I'm of the mindset that Disney. I never expected Disney to give Deadpool the green light to go on rated R. I didn't think they was going to do it. I think they was just going to do what Disney usually does, and I thought they was going to stick to their guns about we're a family company and we're going to do this, this, and this. But they change it. So I'm of the mindset. There's a saying: if it makes dollars, then it makes sense. So, is it possible that Disney will retcon some of the sequel? I think it's possible. My boy Anzo doesn't think it's possible because he said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that they would be admitting that they're wrong. But I've done the right thing after doing the wrong thing and never said I'm sorry before. I think we all did before.
I mean, honestly, wait, go ahead, Anzo.
I was just gonna say no, it won't happen. The movie still made $1 billion, even though people didn't like him. They were successful movies, so they're not gonna retcon that. They're just not gonna do it. And then we got to also remember we're talking Lucasfilms and Marvel. Disney is just the whole. So saying that Marvel's going R-rated, it's not Disney, it's Marvel. They're under the Disney banner, though.
Right. So
you're right. No one says that.
Bob Iger had to green light that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but Marvel's still Marvel, just under the Disney banner, like
right. And no one said that Disney ever said that Marvel can't do R-rated. They just weren't doing it. It's not like it was said, oh, Disney came out and said, Marvel, you can't make anything R-rated. It's not that. It's just that's what their formula was.
We're going on a track record. The track record is anything that was put out that I've seen.
It's PG-13.
That got the Disney whatever on there. It ain't going to get no rated R. But go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. Kind of goes back to what I said earlier about, the formula. Kevin Feige had to be very careful. Number one, phase 1 had to succeed. Otherwise, all that, we wouldn't be talking about none of this shit right now. So he was on a very tight rope. And then once he succeeded, the rope expanded and you have a lot of leg room. However, there was still a lot of, I don't know if we should do that. I mean, it was like, I don't know about no Guardians. They were still very hesitant. Now you're getting into all this supernatural stuff. And it's just like, okay, at some point, you're gonna have to have some balls and let people know, hey, some of this shit is meant for mature audiences. Leave the kiddies at home if you're that concerned, and this is what it is. And they're gonna have to do that because some of them stories are not meant to be kiddie and goofy and shit. Like some of that shit is hardcore and savage. Like especially you get to Punisher and Blade. I'm like, I don't want to see no goofy ass Punisher.
For real.
Yeah. Caleb says, to be honest, theaters aren't going to be back open, especially in the U.S. The cases keep going up. Well, I'm here to tell you, in little old South Carolina where I live at, my theater is wide ass open. I went to a restaurant right beside the theater about 2 weeks ago. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. I looked at my wife. I said, "Do you see this? This shit is open." I couldn't believe it. So,
Anzo, is it open in Canada or what's going on over there?
No. You guys don't give a shit about the virus, bro. We can't leave our house until after 8 p.m.
hey, for someone who just got over that shit, I got a new respect for it, bro. So
No,
I don't
feel
do
it.
nothing. I don't do nothing unless I absolutely positively have to.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, my oldest daughter, she's catching it. She's going through it like I went through.
Oh shit!
My youngest
Damn.
daughter just got
Sorry
over it.
about that.
But hey, we got a new respect for it, bro.
That's what I'm talking. Sorry, go ahead.
So you better get it. You better get a respect for it if you don't have it, because it ain't no joke, bro.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like we are locked down from 8 p.m. till 5 a.m. in the morning. So once 7:30 hits, everything locks down. All the stores, everything closed down. So yeah, we can't be out on the streets. Nothing.
D. Scott said, my question for Terrence, is it true that they got sued for this decision?
For what? You talking about the COVID, or you talking about the whole the movie thing? Yeah, like the whole thing with Kong and Godzilla and shit. Hell yeah, they got sued. And Doom.
Because I'm gonna ask you who won.
That's a good question. I think like I want to say that the movie studios won, but then I heard about how they were still fighting, and then they came to an actual agreement after they were about to get sued that those films can still go on the streaming platform HBO Max. Like that's as far as I was following it. So I'm just like, okay, well, if you're in a situation where you're getting sued, you would have to come up with an agreement to still do what you set out to do. So I'm under the impression that they worked it out, but that was after they got in trouble, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Caleb said, do you think that Disney will get the full rights of Spider-Man back? Because apparently Sony is going to sell their movie division. I think they will get the rights back.
Yes, and that's why what Chris says makes sense. That's why they're doing all the crossover things, because they know that they're going to end up getting their franchises back. So now they don't have to reboot Spider-Man or Venom or anything. They just bring people in. That's why I think Vulture's coming into Morbius.
I hope they reboot Venom. I hope Kevin Feige does his own version, because that fucking Venom over at Sony. No. So my thing is like, okay, if you bring Tom Hardy's Venom, quote unquote, so Dan, if you bring him over, all right, so think about this.
General Zod, for the crimes of murder and high treason, the council has sentenced you.
But Danny, so
I do this all night,
I want
Terrence.
you to think about this.
I do this all night.
No, but hear me out though.
Stay in the Phantom Zone.
Okay, but hear me out though, because I'm thinking about this from a creative's perspective. So Tom Holland's Spider-Man is nice, right? He's nice. He's a nice young man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about personality. He's a nice young man. So Eddie Brock, in the context of that movie, is also a nice young man. Where is the conflict?
It's a different. It's a multiverse. I don't know why y'all can't wrap your head around that. It ain't the 616 whatever that we're in. It's a different multiverse.
Yeah, I know that. I know that bullshit that Mysterio lied about, which he knew nothing about. I know he said that, but I'm just saying, regardless of the multiverse,
I'm saying that
I'm
saying the Venom that we've seen is not the Venom that we're accustomed to seeing, what we saw on TV and other movies. They're not in the same universe.
Okay, they're not in the same universe. That's not Venom. I want to see a comic book accurate Venom, is what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know if you're going to see that or not.
Because we might see it with Kevin Feige if he's in charge of it. At least his shit is a little bit more accurate than that shit.
He might clean it up. I don't know if he'll change.
I hope he clean it up. You need to clean that shit way up.
See how they could do that? All they could do is say, okay, Spider-Man goes to Venom universe or vice versa. Venom and Eddie Brock, for whatever reason, decided to split ways, and he jumped on Peter Parker. Then that's where we're going to see the white spider insignia of Venom. We're going to see Spider-Man in the black suit. The young Spider-Man going to be him in the black spider suit for a while. Then, of course, Venom and Eddie Brock going to reunite, and that's where we're going to see the iconic white Spider-Man thing instead of those white veins that we're seeing now. That's how they're going to fix it.
Or maybe he'll do something epic and something that's just amazing, like introduce the Beyonder, and the Beyonder can snatch all those characters up and put them in a world where they can fight, like in the Secret Wars storyline. And then from there, the Beyonder can clean up all these eras of these characters, since he wishes for them to fight each other anyway.
Okay, that floats your boat. That'll work too. Jelly Z said Andrew Garfield is the best Spider-Man, but not as Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker is more accurate to the comics. Okay, I'll give you that. Chicano Azteca, new guy, never heard of him. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Someone busted freestyle though. No rappers here. Andrew,
that's not true. That's not true.
No,
we got a rapper here.
No, we do not.
We do?
We do.
No, we do not.
We do.
Andrew,
oh, you talking about yourself, Lonzo? Yeah, go ahead.
No, not me. Not me. I'm talking about the host.
Oh, Danny.
Don't believe the hype.
Danny, what are you hiding, man? Is that what you've been doing? You've been establishing your rap career?
No. Yes, he has.
No, yes, I have not.
And he's been in the
Danny, I gotta hear it then. Like, if you can't be holding back on me, Danny.
I don't have it, so I know you ain't gonna hear it from me.
What do you mean you don't have it?
I don't have it on this medium.
Oh,
I feel like I'd have missed a great segment that I was not privy to, and now I'm suffering.
No. I could always play it,
Oh God.
Or do you want to wait?
Danny, what's wrong? Like,
do you want to wait to premiere it, or do you want?
It don't matter.
Damn,
I don't know if Chris
is this going to be one of those classic moments?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, what's gonna happen?
Oh shit! Hold on, let me find it.
Now this
might be more exciting than the WandaVision reveal.
I was goofing around on this.
Danny sends me so much shit that when I try to go back to find something, it's like, oh fuck, I gotta go back through all these messages. Danny, why you so? Oh, I was goofing around on it. This shit is fire, bro.
Okay, I'm glad you like it.
Danny got some extra skills. See, now I know why Danny had to work them nights. He was doing them battle raps and stuff. Yep,
No.
All right, guys. World premiere.
Okay. Here we go. It's that time. Rule of three. Chaos Central, 3-man crew. Speaking on topics, making it do what it do. Chris Anzo.
Yo.
Spitting facts. The Georgia Guns the kind of like Voltron. 3 nights a week, we'll be on. You too will be speaking our minds, just the 3 of us. Let's go. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Rule of 3, that's the name of the show. Me, Chris, and my man Anzo. Peace.
Yo. See, Dan, you've been holding out on me.
Negative, bro. That was goofing off.
I heard that and I was like, okay, this is fire.
Danny, you heard that reaction? That's the reaction I want to have when I'm watching WandaVision.
Man, I did that. I said, man, tell me the truth. This shit right here, is it suck or it sound bad? He said, who is this? I said, that's me.
Because I said, when I heard him say me, Chris, and Anzo, I was like, wait, that's Danny? I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Shit's fire, bro.
Yep. Man, Danny, I feel like I'm excited, but then my heart is also hurt that I was unaware of this skill. Like,
hey, we all were unaware of that skill. That was something. You ever had like a pleasant surprise? That's not what that was. A pleasant surprise.
That was very much a surprise. That was a surprise, an Easter egg, a gift. Like it.
Well, I'm glad y'all liked it.
And Danny sent it to me because he's like, "Oh, I know Anzo will be honest with me." I was like, "Yo, this is fire." And my girl was like, "That's Danny? Oh, sounds good."
Damn, so I was the only one that didn't receive the amazing package of Danny busting his skills.
I'm working on a second one now. I gotta see how this one will pan out. I'm gonna do one for my show. I'm gonna use what's the lady of Rage beat.
So,
maybe you should stick with original beats though, Danny, so you don't get copyright stricken.
Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking the same thing, Anzo, but I feel like they would be so entertained that they would probably fly over their head.
Yeah, they would, but YouTube sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You know what I mean?
YouTube, what are we gonna do?
And it's getting worse with their fucking censorship shit now.
Yeah,
I hadn't had a strike or a warning in. Well, I don't want to talk it up, so I ain't gonna say it. Finish the sentence.
Yep, I haven't had a strike or a warning.
Strike.
This is why we need Project Prometheus. A little plug for LDG.
Yep.
You know what? That sounds like a movie. I'm not gonna lie.
That's the name of. Have you ever watched The Incredible Hulk? The live action with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was an episode called Prometheus, and it was I don't know if you remember the episode where he touched his meteor, and it made him he couldn't transform all the way back to Bill Bixby. He was like half Hulk, half David Banner.
No, I don't.
That sounds familiar, but it's kind of fuzzy there.
The name of the episode is Prometheus. It's a 2-part episode, and he went to this blind lady's house, and it had his meteor, and the meteor fell not too far from her house. He went to investigate it, but the meteor had some kind of gamma radiation that messed up his transformation. So when he turned to the Hulk, he was like he regularly does, but when he came back, he was like halfway between. He was muscular like the Hulk, but had David Banner face.
Oh yeah.
He had he wasn't smart like David Banner. He was like kind of dumb like the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the episode was fire, boy.
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid.
I watched every episode of the Hulk, man. Every episode. That was like my favorite live action.
I don't know why they had that sad ass piano though. I was trying to figure that shit out.
That shit was sad, boy. You hear that shit?
I'm like, man, that don't make me want to smash nothing. That makes me want to get a box of tissues. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Man, he been through some shit because, like, on the first episode, man, he killed a girl accidentally. Then he married this woman and she had cancer and she died. Man, it was just he just had damn heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak, all kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni should run Star Wars over? Fuck who? What? Mr. Beltry? That is a dumb question. Everybody has been saying that for the past 2 or 3 years. Definitely, they've been saying that after we saw the success of The Mandalorian. Jon Favreau started MCU Iron Man and helped get it to where it is today. Dave Filoni is like George Lucas 2.0. So those two together, if they just let them alone, let's let them do what they're gonna do. I think it can bring Star Wars back, but they gotta leave them alone. They gotta leave them alone. Kathleen Kennedy got to get over her ego and just worry about the other projects in Disney and just leave Lucasfilm alone. If she does that, then I think that they can get it back on track.
What is she saying? Like, but the films they made $1 billion. I'm about look here, Kathleen. I'm gonna need you to have a seat. Have a seat.
That's what she's saying now. That's what she's saying. And Force Awakens that made $2 billion. Either that or The Last Jedi, one of them made $2 billion.
Man, that's because we were all starving for Star Wars. Like we were just like, man, when's another film coming out? So when that came, I feel like everybody in the universe went to see that.
I agree.
But if it was The Last Jedi, then that's not true. If it's The Force Awakens, then I can see your point.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Force Awakens.
It was The Force Awakens that made almost $2 billion.
Yeah, like that.
Every other one made $1 billion, but it went down.
$1 billion, boy, that's a lot. That's a lot of money.
No, it is. Most movies don't make that, but then also most movies are not as expensive as Star Wars. So it really depends on the budget, and there's so many different factors. So you don't.
Rise of Skywalker was.
I know that shit was a lot. I know that shit was over 100 million.
Yeah, it's like 250 million.
Yeah, see, like
that
should be expensive.
What? 750 million? Damn.
Yeah, no. I would have enough money to shoot somebody's shoe. That's it. I get to get one shoe in the scene. That's the whole movie.
Comment chat. Would you guys like to see Marvel build up to more darker horror route? No. Since they're introducing Blade, Moon Knight, and possibly could introduce Ghost Rider and other darker characters. Dark is in not horror. I don't like that New Mutants. I ain't seen it yet. I got HBO Max and I can get it and look at it. I ain't had no desire to see it. So
I didn't hate that movie, but that's not the type of horror that you need to be doing because they didn't really capitalize on that, which I thought was a mistake. So you need to, if you're going to do horror, it needs to be really horrific. Like I'm talking about when the casual MCU fans go to see it, they're scared. They're like, oh my God, Johnny, Tiffany. They freaking out because of all the violence and, they don't have the relief of a joke every 2 seconds. Because a lot of times, like I noticed their techniques are, if they introduce a quote unquote terrifying character, whenever they do something sinister, they like to put the audience at ease by doing a joke. So that way they don't sit in the moment. So I'm just like, no, sometimes you need to let your audience sit in the moment. That's part of the experience.
Now, I will say, if it's something like Brightburn, I can get on board.
Yeah, Brightburn, also known as Evil, Superman, also known as Ultraman. Yeah, exactly.
Brightburn was, I don't know why it didn't pick up as much steam as it, because I thought it was good. I was like, this little boy is hell. And it had enough of
that's a good question. Because I think it didn't pick up because the marketing was not good, number one. Number two, it based on the scenes they were showing, it was really violent. So there's a lot of things that put humans off. And then like some of them even managed to make the whole Superman connection. I mean, how could you not? I mean, they had the Kit farm, the Kents, he practically had Kryptonian symbols. He had the red cape, the heat vision. So they were probably like another Man of Steel. Well, I'll watch it later. And then, the people that did watch it, they're like, nah, you probably should check you out some Brightburn.
Hey, Samuel,
might surprise you.
Last Jedi did not make $2 billion. It made $1.3 billion.
Wait, the Last Jedi made $2 billion?
No, he said it made $2 billion, but it made $1.3 billion.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say. I thought it made less than that.
Yeah, Andrew said, comment chat. How do you think the multiverse will begin with the trilogy and Warner version, Spider-Man 3 and Doctor Strange 2? I have no idea. I think that this WandaVision is going to be.
Ooh, wait. I got a question for Danny with that question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, do we have 10 hours? Because I would love to explain the shit out of
No,
that.
we got no fucking 10 hours. Hell no. You got about 2 minutes. I'm going to the next question. So you better make it
okay.
good.
Well, I already have a theory. I think. Oh, go ahead, Ryan.
Yep.
No, I was just thinking about the multiverse. Go ahead.
Go ahead with your theory, Anzo.
I think what's going to happen is WandaVision likes the life she's in, and she's not going to want to leave it. And then when they take her out, that's when she's going to open up a tear in the multiverse.
Yep.
Because she has kids, she has Vision. There's no way she's going to want to leave that. And you can already tell by when Monica Rambeau said, "Oh, didn't she die by Ultron?" She was like, "What did you say?" And shot her out, right? Because she doesn't want.
Yeah, and then she was like,
that shit was funny.
Yeah,
I was dying. I was like,
when I saw her, she hit that
laughing.
ground. She was like,
I'd have been like, yeah, that's right, Wanda. Your brother got killed in the dumbest way by a machine. That shit was terrible,
me,
Wanda.
What did you say? I would have said, have you ever heard "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye? I would have said nothing about no fucking Ultron. Did he get killed by Ultron? What? I said, did you ever hear "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye?
I'd have been like, your brother is whack. He deserved to die because he got killed by them bullets. I thought he was supposed to be fast.
You trying to get killed? No.
You see, the thing
she's
is,
not gonna kill me because
I don't think Monica Rambeau really knows what she's doing yet. And if you look at the scene, I think she started to like remember shit, and that's why she's like, "Didn't he get killed by Ultron?" And
isn't that supposed to be the lady that was on Captain Marvel?
Yeah, her daughter. Ends up being
so that's the little girl.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
that's the little girl grown up.
She's gonna end up being Miss Marvel.
Okay. I hope that they, make her epic because that Captain Marvel thing.
I like that. I like
that shit was not okay.
I like that actress playing Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, she's attractive.
I'm not thrilled by her character at all, but we'll see.
Yeah. Garrett, Anthony, Caleb, I'm glad y'all like it. I ain't dropped no kind of mic. I was goofing off, but I'm glad if y'all liked it. I thank you very much.
Well, we all liked it because you're working on something else now, right?
I'm working on something for me now. I want something for me.
Hey, you're working on something else. I get it.
Bosco says, "Shh, they ain't listening." We listen. We just gonna go a little slow down the list. I'm just
talking about Prometheus.
A fan of Kathleen Kennedy. No, I don't hate her, but some people just aren't the person for a particular job. She's just not the person for this particular job. I just don't think she knows the history of Star Wars. I don't think that I think she's more of a casual fan, and in order to be Star Wars, you have to know what the hell you're doing and what you're talking about. Or if you don't, you know how to get on the phone and call somebody who does know what the hell they're doing. And I think Dave Filoni.
That's right. Have somebody around you that know what the fuck they're doing. That's what I would do. I'd be like, hold on, okay, this is what I know, and this is what I should know that I don't know. Get so and so in here to help me do this, and that's how it would be. So that way you avoid so many fails that I have seen across so many genres.
Hey, Miss Becky, I sent you several links to talk about on Square One, but you never responded. Your Cleveland Browns did very well this year, but you never came on. We're gonna have Square One tomorrow, so if you want to come on, let me know and I'll shoot you the link.
Yep, Kathleen Kennedy.
Force Awakens and Last Jedi both went over 2 billion. I don't think so, Sammy.
I
According
thought
to
what? Wait, what?
That's what Alonzo was responding to earlier.
I thought it was just only Force Awakens.
Which is Force Awakens. I think Kathleen Kennedy movies, I'm not mistaken, made a little over $5 billion collectively, and that was 2 billion for Force Awakens, $1 billion for The Last Jedi, $1 billion for Force Awakens, $1 billion for
Rogue One.
Mhm.
But I don't think that Solo didn't make
Solo
it.
did not. No, it didn't.
So
I
between
think
those,
Solo was the only one that failed. Like
those
failed.
four movies, she made over $5 billion. So that's why she kept her job.
Facts.
Well, yeah, like I guess
Sorry to fire
it'd be
somebody.
unfair to
They
not give
bring
her
you-
props for that, but
They're bringing you $5 billion, so it's kind of hard to fire somebody because
Mhm.
technically, if they could,
right, but
they made more than what they paid for it. Technically,
right. Technically, I mean, yeah, she gets props for that financial stuff, but I feel like Star Wars is Star Wars. So I feel like you could have had Bobby Totem running that, and humans would have went to see the Star Wars material. Whether or not they liked it or not is just a different discussion. But yeah,
no,
Absolutely.
because I'm telling you, Force Awakens made me. Well, let me change that. The Last Jedi made me like, oh my god, I don't. Because when Luke threw that, when I saw the last scene and she handed him the
Lightsaber.
lightsaber, I was like, oh yeah, man, Luke gonna be cold as hell next movie. Cause I done read some of the things they released, like the scenes and stuff. And one of the scenes that I read was talking about, man, supposed to be a scene with him and Ray go against Snoke, and he supposed to be like fighting with like 20 lightsabers, and he fight with one, but he's controlling the other ones mentally. I was like,
what
oh
the
my
hell?
God, that shit is gonna be fire. And man, when I went there and didn't see that, then he got the lightsaber and threw it over his shoulder. I was like, oh my God, what
They
the
must they
then
must have got rid
fight-
of that script, Danny.
yeah, that's the script I saw. Man, I was hyped, but I couldn't tell nobody because most people that I stream with, like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to tell. I don't like this. That shit don't bother me.
Mhm.
I'll read 50 million scripts. I don't give a shit because that
Oh
gives me
hell
an
no!
idea.
Like I be telling.
I don't mind them spoilers. I don't mind them spoiling a bit.
I read the script to Force Awakens, and one of the scripts that I read was word for word the movie. So when I seen the movie, I saw my son. I'm like, oh shit, this is where Han dies. My son was like, don't tell me. I was like, oh shit, my bad.
Oh my God, Anzo! How could you, Anzo?
Man, I wouldn't care.
Oh my Anzo, my heart.
If somebody telling you, it ain't like you seen it for yourself.
hmm
No, but my thing is like this, right? Because I like to be surprised, right? Like I don't want to hear in Black Widow fucking Omega Red shows up and we get to see what happened between him and Wolverine and Sabretooth. Like I don't want to hear that.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. See Omega Red. That's
I want to be surprised. I want to watch Black Widow, and then if I see something like that, then I will officially go. Not a single person. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'd be like, not a single person is going to be talking about Black Widow because Omega Red and Wolverine are in this movie. Nobody's going to care about Natasha. That's what's going to happen.
In Infinity War and Endgame, there was only 2 spots. Well, I'm gonna check 3 spots that surprised me. I was surprised in Infinity War when Thor came out there with
Stormbreaker.
When he came to Wakanda with Stormbreaker, I wasn't expecting that. In Endgame, when he chopped off Thanos' head in like the first 15 minutes of the movie,
Ugh,
I was like, oh shit.
terrible.
I damn sure wasn't expecting that. And
Hell nah.
when
Hated
Cap
that
caught
shit.
that damn hammer,
Oh my god. Yo, Terrence, you and LDG have to have a talk on fucking Endgame, bro.
Yeah, that scene, man, I was like it. In fact, because it was me and like I want to say 4 of the friends or whatever, but like we were just like, how the fuck did that shit happen? Like, because within the audience that we were in, there were different reactions. You had the yay, and then you had a lot of the gasping, and you had a bunch of people saying what the fuck, and it was like the bad one, like
I was like, oh shit. That's what I said.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck was I was like, boy, if they don't turn this shit around in like the next 10 minutes, this gonna be the first comic book movie that I walk out of. Now, the other part of my mind was like, Terrence, don't you leave. If you leave, they're gonna do some shit, it's gonna be dope, and then it's gonna be too late. And so, naturally I probably wouldn't leave. But my thought, I was just so irritated that they treated Thanos like that. I'm like, see, this is this MCU shit. I'm like, yeah, Infinity War, and right out the gate, they just
the last hour was worth the 3 hour set.
I will give you that, and I think that the movie is good for that last hour and nothing else.
I agree with that one as well. There's LDG.
First 2 hours, well, the first hour, the first 30 minutes, I'm entertained. Then, like from the time that, let me see,
they start the time travel shit.
No, from the time that they introduced Professor Hulk to the time that Professor Hulk does the snap, I could go to sleep on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Professor Hulk was pissing me off. I'm like, you don't know nothing about no time travel. Just be quiet.
He said
and then he thought he was going to. No, I know, but then he started talking about it, and they made it seem like they knew what they were doing. And I'm like, that's not how you do time travel. I was just like, okay, we gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, and all this stuff. I was happy when the Ancient One checked the Hulk, because I don't know what the fuck he thought he was doing, but you ain't gonna do that to the Ancient One. You gotta calm it down, and you gotta start making sense. And it wasn't until she mentioned Stephen Strange that he even got the time stone. Because if he wouldn't have said that, she wouldn't have gave him shit.
He said, well, why did Dr. Strange give it away? She said, huh?
She was like, wait, Stephen Strange?
Yep.
Oh, he's the best of us. Like, he's like, man, she was like, why didn't you just start with that? If you'd have mentioned Dr. Strange from the beginning, wouldn't have to sit you down real quick.
Okay. Like, we are getting close to the end, fellas. The questions will stop coming in. LDG, oh God. Just got up from a recharge nap. God. Go back to sleep. Comment chat. Do you guys think Mr. Sinister should be the first X-Men villain since they? Oh, yes. I would definitely be all for that. I would be all for Mr. Sinister.
I would be too, but I would probably wait to bring him in, like maybe like the third movie is what I'm thinking. Like you want to build up to him and then like show him, and then
I would
have him get wrecked by the X-Men
in front of Apocalypse, because I wasn't impressed with Apocalypse at all. So I would have.
Now Kevin Feige should, in terms of Apocalypse, and definitely the Phoenix Force. Those two, he need to wait. That need to be like the last shit he does. Like you need to put that shit on the shelf and do everything else first, because those have hit some dead ends. And the Phoenix shit, they ruined twice in two different ways. And I'm just like, the average person.
X-Men, I don't care what nobody say, it wasn't as bad. I've seen worse X-Men movies.
What, Dark Phoenix? No, it wasn't bad.
I've seen worse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, it's not the worst thing, but that was not Phoenix. You do not give me a Phoenix movie that's grounded. I don't know. No grounded Phoenix. I'm like, that's a cosmic storyline. Whoever thought that was a good idea needs to be chopped in the throat. That's all I gotta say.
But that Wolverine, what is it? Wolverine story? What's the one where
Origins?
That's crappy.
That's a worse film, of course. It's not debatable, but and still,
the way they did the Silver Samurai in
the Wolverine.
You know what? That was the only part of that movie that I didn't like. The rest of that I enjoyed. The going to Japan and the ninjas. If they wouldn't have messed up the Silver Samurai, then I give it higher points. But
oh yeah, I hated that whole movie.
I was so mad how they did it. I was like, "What? This sucker here."
I was happy for the most part. Like I was like, Wolverine in Japan, ninjas, hell yeah! Like I can't wait to see this.
You seen the Wolverine on Netflix, the anime Wolverine?
I saw that. I saw the X-Men, and I saw Blade. I hated all of them, and Blade was like the best one. But even then, it just
Man, the anime Wolverine was pretty hard, boy.
I hate those animes.
So those were all fucking terrible.
That first episode, they shot him up, man. They like shot the flesh off his bone, and about 10 seconds later, you see all that shit growing back.
Trash, bro.
Nah, all that shit was terrible.
All right,
I was like, you know what?
Terrence, have you seen the movie One Night in Miami?
No, that's that recent one where they have a fictional story about like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X and all that. Sam Crook or whatever, and
Regina King.
You talking about that one?
Yeah, Regina King is the director. That should get
it's on my list because it's a movie. I think it's interesting when you have a fictional story based on real people about like what they would have done in conversations that they.
It's just that the things that they talk about in the hotel haven't been confirmed, but it's based on a real event. They did do that, except Jim Brown.
Now, if something is not confirmed, then it is considered fictitious.
No, it's confirmed that they went to the hotel. They all chilled that night. The only thing that's different is Jim Brown wasn't there. But
that's the problem that I would have there. That's now you're inserting people in conversations and stuff like that. Like I have to see the movie to see like fully what they've done.
Jim Brown is alive. I don't think they would insert him in something that he didn't know. Okay. I don't think.
But he wasn't in the hotel.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
But she got that from a book. So in the book, that's how the book is.
I understand what you're saying. I'm thinking, out of respect for Jim Brown, she probably had a conversation saying, "Hey, sir, this is because he is very vocal and he don't give a damn about hurting your feelings." So I'm just saying, based on what I've seen about him and how outspoken he is, I'm thinking Regina King or someone from that movie organization may have had a conversation with Jim Brown and said, "Hey, we got this book saying ABC 1, 2, 3, but we think about adding you into it. Do you have a problem with it?"
No, he's in the book too.
No, I haven't seen it, right?
Huh? He wasn't in the room, but in the book, he's in the room. This is an adaptation of the book. The movie is
right.
Book in real life.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but it's like, I've heard that you have, real life events mixed with fictional stuff. So I'm just like, okay, well, that can be confusing, but I have interest in it. I mean, I gotta see what they did, but it does interest me.
All I can say is good. I didn't get up the whole 2 hours.
Now, are we talking now? When you say good, are we talking about from an acting perspective?
I'm talking about that shit should win an Oscar, no hands down.
All right, well, I will definitely let you know. When I watch it, it's definitely on the list because I feel like a lot of times where you're talking about Oscar movies or movies that are great, a lot of times for a lot of them I don't end up enjoying the movie, but like the movie itself and the performances are good, but I just don't find it to be entertaining. Like I would prefer to watch a great movie that I find to be entertaining. So hopefully I'm entertained by it, but in the context of a critiquing and a review, I can still be fair in terms of saying if it's great, but I would have to be honest if I didn't enjoy it. It's kind of like WandaVision, right? Like Danny gives it an F. I don't give it an F. I don't care for it as of this moment. I haven't enjoyed it at all, but the show is fine. So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I hear you. But I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I hope so, because whenever I watch movies and shows, I definitely would prefer to be entertained by it. I haven't heard much about the movie, like no one is talking about it, with the exception of like 2 people. So unfortunately, my information on it is not very much. Like usually, I have to look into stuff on my own anyway. But it definitely showed up on the radar briefly. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's see what, I have to check it out.
Your boy Jody did a review on it.
Yeah, I saw his thumbnail, and then I saw like the timestamp and stuff, and I was like, I don't have time to be looking at this whole thing, but I was like, I'll definitely check it out when I can.
I had to correct him because he called he said Malcolm X was a Black Panther, and I'm like, no, Malcolm X was not a Black Panther.
Oh yeah, that I don't know what that's about. That could be a mistake, or who knows.
Yeah, he probably made a mistake, but he did admit that he didn't really know much about them. He only started doing his research after watching the show.
Right. I mean, so yeah, could you have like, let's see, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, and then who are the other ones?
Sam Cooke and
Right.
And Jim Brown, football player.
Okay, so out of the four of them, I know a lot about Malcolm and Muhammad, and then the other two not as much.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to just kind of see what's up.
Well, Sam Cooke's an R&B singer, and he's the one that did the song "A Change Is Gonna Come."
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah, they were all good friends with Malcolm X.
And then Jim Brown, I'm aware of, like the football career, and then like I've seen a bunch of the different black movies that he was in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I just like, I don't have like all the more intimate details, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I followed a lot of them, especially Malcolm X and Sam Cooke. I watched all of his documentaries and stuff like that. So,
because my grandma, my dad's mom, she told me when I was little that she was able to have dinner with Malcolm X one time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool. She said that he was nice, intelligent man, full of a lot of wisdom, very kind, and wanted the best for our people.
Yeah.
And that he wasn't about letting somebody stand on his throat and be able to do and say whatever they want. Trying to treat him less than a human being.
Yeah, I feel you.
Hey,
First,
what
Becky,
time of our show is Square One? It's 4, right?
3.
3.
Wait,
3
what?
o'clock.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
You sure?
Yeah, bro. 3 to 5.
Okay, Becky says 3. I thought it was 4.
First off, Becky, you may have thought about me, but the second time they played, the Steelers sat their players. They could have won that game. They shouldn't have sat their players, but they did. The third game I will give you, but the second game I will not give you.
So if I ever watch like sports with you, Anzo, or Danny, naturally I'm gonna have to go for the opposite team just because
Then your ass will
makes
be
it interesting.
sitting outside the building watching the fucking game. Then
What kind of betrayal? I'm like, dude, we gotta make it interesting. You know what? The more I look at that scene, reminds me of a real life scenario when the humans locked me up, and I feel like I was trying to tell them about Krypton and about Superman and shit, and they just didn't listen. Yeah, they're like, nope, you're wrong, Zod. You're wrong, Zod. And it's like, okay, well, scene transition, no more planet. 99.9% of your fucking people gone. Turned to less than dust.
Andrew says, "Are you guys all for Robert Pattinson as Batman?" I really hadn't thought about that since the last trailer I saw.
yeah,
I'm constantly, I don't want to say constantly, but, he is going to be playing my favorite superhero. So naturally, it does come up. And like I said, I'm not worried about it anymore because I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, I like the tone and like they're going to be using a lot of villains. It seems like they're taking a portion from Batman, The Long Halloween, which is one of the coolest comic book storylines I've ever read. And I'm just like, hey, it seemed like the movie going to be on point. And if it's not, put it like this, it can't get any worse than Batman and Robin. So I feel like, we'll be fine.
So just go back and watch our fandom stream, and you'll see our reaction when we seen the trailer. It hasn't changed. I'm still excited for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like at this point, more humans are are hyped for it than before the trailer. But at the same time, it has been a minute, so a lot of humans may not be thinking about it. But by the time the next trailer come, and then when it's like more so around the corner, then the hype will pick up again. Because Batman and Superman,
What day?
they
What day is the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
I think it's February, the first Sunday in February.
I'm not sure, Daddy. I haven't checked.
I'm fairly certain it's the first Sunday in February. And I just heard.
Oh, is that when you think the trailer's going to drop?
No, the trailer for Venom 2 is supposed to drop.
Oh, well, you know what? Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, the last few years, the reason why I was watching the Super Bowl is for those trailers.
Mm-hmm.
My family would have it on, and they'd be like, "Oh, T, you gonna watch the game?" Well, I don't give a fuck about this game. I'm trying to see the trailers. Yep. Yep. They talking about because they be getting into it, Anzo and Danny. Like when a player fumbles or they don't do what they supposed to do or whatever, they be like, "What the fuck? Get it together! Stop dropping the ball! Pass it!" They really be into it, and I'm just sitting there like, so I'm guessing you want that team to win.
You should have seen me during that last
February the 7th.
February what?
February the 7th.
Okay. You should have seen me that last Steelers game. Right from the start, I'm like, what the fuck are you guys? What the what fucking bullshit? What the fuck is this shit? Yeah, man, I was cursing the whole fucking half.
So okay, so you guys are watching the game. Like, is it to the degree where if somebody like say talks or distracts you, do you like start yelling at that person like, "Shut the fuck up, the game is on"? Like,
bro, you could talk all you want to. If I'm into the game, I don't even fucking hear you.
But Anzo, what if I'm saying something important?
Then you'll say it again.
Football.
But what if it's like
basketball? If somebody playing and I want them to win and it's close and you talking all that bullshit, you might get your feelings hurt.
Okay, number one, my feelings will not be hurt, and number two, this is what I pictured.
I'm saying whoever talking that yin yang when they know I'm trying to watch the game.
Now here's what I picture from Danny Anzo, right? So Anzo, so Danny is watching the game. He got the feet kicked up, probably got a snack and enjoying whatever beverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's getting to the good point of the game, and in the distance you hear, and Danny like, who the hell is that? And then the wife get the phone like, oh, it's some guy named Terrence. Man, what the hell does he want? Don't he got some training or something to do? Tell him I'll talk to him after the damn game.
Tell him sleeping.
You're exactly right.
See that? See?
My phone goes. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I look at my phone and I'm like, all right, back to the game. I don't even pick it up.
See that, like, now I feel like Anzo, like you would be.
This is gonna sound cold, but this is the brutal truth. Let's see. If Anzo was to come during the game, I would pause the game. I say, "Hey, what's up, Anzo?" We talk about probably 2 or 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, I'm watching the game, man. Anzo would get my cue when I say, "Hey, I'm watching the game. I'm here." But somebody else on this panel, you can tell them, I'm watching the game, man. But I got another question for you. Do you think that the moon will be full tomorrow night, or will it be a half moon?
Wait, what conversation was this with the moon?
I don't know. I'm just using that as an example. I don't know a person online on the phone, but I'm watching the game now, and it's getting good. So give me a few minutes, and I'll call you back. Yeah, but I got one more question. Do you think the Earth is round? Or do you think it's flat? Okay, I don't know. I think it's round, but I'm telling you, my pants. But I think it's round, but I'll get the game. Okay. But let's got one more question for you.
But to be fair, don't you like already hang up and stuff, and then naturally I just kind of be waiting.
I don't want to hurt this individual feelings, but sometimes he don't get it.
What you mean? You're not Anzo. When you have to leave, there has never been a point where my feelings was hurt. Like, I know you guys got to do whatever you're gonna do. I just be waiting in the wind.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. But sometimes it's like Danny say, yeah, I'm gonna go do this, and you're like, oh yeah, but did you see that part? And I'm like, what? Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it.
Man, y'all, I feel like y'all be giving me the dial tone and stuff. I'd be like on a certain part, and it'd be all right, to see like, boo. I'm like, but what about the? All right, I guess.
I don't hang up on people because it's disrespectful, and I hate being hung up on. So I'll never hang up on anybody.
No. I'm talking about the equivalent of it when it's the dial tone in my mind because I know that the conversation is ended.
Yeah.
Well, here's one. Man, I'm sleepy. I'm tired, man. I just took some medicine. I'm feeling the effects of it. Yeah, okay, but I still want to talk to you about such and such and such. I just took some damn NyQuil, man. I'm trying to go to sleep and get some rest. I got the COVID-19, man. Yeah, but I want to talk about Batman.
Well, excuse me for making sure my brother was safe.
I was good. But Terrence, real talk, man. You act like I was dying. I can hear it in your tone, in your voice.
Yo, when something happens to my brothers, and Anzo, you can confirm this because if something happens to you guys, like you talking about the damn lightning is around me like I'm a speedster. Like I'm just like, what's going on? What's happening? You okay? Yep, I no.
I appreciate that, but you had the tone. I was like, damn, Terrence, stay calm.
Hell yeah, like you never know. And I don't want to hear nothing except that you are healthy and good. If I hear anything else, that shit is not good.
Well, when it comes to that, I'm good.
I am very happy to hear that. Same thing with Anzo. Anzo tell me something.
Use my saying skills and beat it. But I can just tell people that's a motherfucker to get, bro. I'm telling you, it makes you feel weak as a damn baby.
Well, luckily the Terrences are immune, but it's all gonna be okay though.
Okay, I hope you are, brother. I hope neither one of you get that shit. It ain't nothing fun to have.
Trust.
Right, of course, yeah. But yeah. So if it's like during the game though, so you're saying that you would want to wait to a commercial to have the discussion, or do you feel like during the commercial you would be thinking too much on the game?
That ain't enough, man. If it's like a game, like a final, finals or game 7, game 6, or whatever game is going to decide who's going to win the championship, then I ain't trying to talk to nobody. I ain't trying to hear nothing. Like it depends on this. Area. If Aaron Rodgers go, and it's close between him, I think it's going to be Green Bay versus Kansas City. That's what I think it's going to be. Part of me wanted to be Tampa Bay versus Kansas City because that would be sweet if he could go and then win. Oh my God, there's a certain person that
I remember
that would not even want to see me for about the next 6 months.
I remember my friend's dad had asked me like, okay, so when we watching the games and stuff, we usually like to focus on it. He was like, how would you feel if you were watching like some sort of MMA fight and your friend was calling you? I'm like, oh, well, it just depends. Like, are they like constantly interrupting the fight and I'm missing like an entire round, or what are we talking about? Because, naturally, like when I watch fights and stuff, it's just the way that my mind calculates everything. And then, my experience and stuff, like I just have this very interesting viewing experience. But at the same time, I'm just like, I've, texted some friends during fights, like if they can't watch it or whatever. And I'm like, okay, round 1, this is what happened. Okay, round 2 is about to start. So I'm like, I don't have a problem doing that. I just don't want the human there, talking the whole time and preventing me from seeing what's going on. I don't want that to happen.
Okay. I'm going to give everybody the 10-minute warning because it'll be 3 hours and 10 minutes.
10-minute warning.
Yeah, 10 minutes. I'm taking my ass to sleep because I'm tired. But nothing. I'm about to take some medicine and go to sleep. It's been 3 hours.
I'm getting looks too,
Yeah.
Wait, how can you go to sleep on family though? That's
easy. I'm gonna show you in 10 minutes. Okay.
Sure. But Anzo, you said you're getting looks. Like what about the power of brotherhood? Yeah.
It ain't stronger than the power of the.
You know what, Anzo?
I second that, Anzo. I second that.
What in the hell? Like, no, Anzo, like you got to believe in me that everything will be fine.
Let me tell you this right here, so there won't be no doubts. If I got a chance to talk an hour with you, or a chance to go in the room and lay some pipe, do you even know? Do you even think there's a choice of what I'm going to make on that decision?
Okay, first of all,
I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't gonna be you. I'm telling you that right now to your face.
First of all,
it's not going to be you. You're
Danny,
not ever going to win between those two choices.
Danny, when it comes to certain things, I already know for a fact that I'm not going to be chosen. That would be illogical for me to think that. However, in certain scenarios,
brotherhood.
That's because in this particular context, there is a 2% chance that might work in my favor based upon how well I can be able to persuade Anzo and yourself to have a 10-hour stream.
Like, Danny, I got to go lay some pipe, do some work. I'm saying, all right, brother, I'm out. Catch you tomorrow. But somebody else.
If I'm hanging out with y'all, right? If we're doing a 10-hour stream,
you ain't gonna do that.
And
that ain't never gonna happen.
What you mean it's never gonna happen? Like,
it ain't never gonna happen.
But Danny, when
I told you that time about when I retire, I might do it. I lied.
Damn. So this is a habit of you lying to your brother. I see.
About a 10-hour stream. If you believe me, then you're a fool. That's what I'm going to tell you.
Danny, that is like planet, that's not how you start 2021 lying to your brother.
Anybody on this planet that believes me when I say I'm going to do a 10-hour stream with them is a fool. Because I ain't doing it. Unless I'm going to get about $10 million after them 10 hours, I'll do that. But short of that, 10-hour streams ain't happening.
Wait. Why does money have to be on the table? What is it with humans and money to where they need to?
That's my time.
But
I think I've just given you 3 hours of my life today, and you still ain't satisfied.
Well, that's not true, Danny. I'm actually more than satisfied. I am thrilled. I am over the moon, as the humans say.
7 more hours.
Well, yeah, that's because when something is dope, then something is dope, and you technically want to continue. And
it ain't that dope. It ain't 10 hours dope.
What the thing is Anzo, you understand where I'm coming from, right?
Nope.
wait, Anzo,
Nope. Sorry.
No. All right, so my thing is that if I've already made plans, then that's the plans, right? You got to stick to the plans. That is definitely my reaction to the Joker. Like, where is this motherfucker going? Like, how dare you? Like,
let's see. We can add any quick because we only got about 5 more minutes left. If that, Muhammad Ali also had a secret friendship with Martin Luther King. Wait, who had dinner with Malcolm X? I don't know what you're talking about.
My grandma.
Who did Terrence say?
His grandma. My dad's mom.
Awesome. Terrence just stick with me when it comes to football.
You know what's interesting, Becky, is that I don't watch like football in the sense of when it comes on TV, but grandma, that's what I said. Dad's mom. So is that when you're talking about movies, like I can enjoy certain football movies. You know what I'm saying? Like they can entertain me, but usually when I'm watching like the real game and shit, I just be bored out of my fucking mind. I'm just like, yeah, run it up and down. Mm-hmm. Run up and down the field. You're gonna pass it, make a touchdown. Yeah.
Comment chat. Do you guys think Marvel's gonna do Dr. Doom justice, or will they make him another turd and then win like the other rooms? Hey, can't be worse than Fantasy Forever. I hope they do. I think they're gonna do him justice. They're gonna get the right actor. They get the right actor, then Doom can be.
Yeah, because that'll be a shame.
The guy that played Damien Dark in the Green Arrow verse, I think he'd be awesome Dr. Doom because he has that right stature and stuff and that arrogance.
I liked Julian McMahon Like it's just he had bad material to work with. The one that was in the Jessica Alba ones,
I
like
like it.
that actor, like I like that actor. He just had shitty ass material to work with.
Yeah. Chop Mac means dooms, not rooms. Yeah, we got you. During football games, everyone has to shut up unless cheering. Okay. LDG to Pixels. Danny. I don't know what that means. 80 and wow, that's crazy. If Terrence knows somebody who had dinner with Malcolm X. Yeah, he says grandma. Yeah.
Yeah, she's yeah, my like I have some relatives apparently too that knew some Black Panthers. Like I got all kinds of shit in my family, like in terms of stories and experiences and different shit. So like I'm pretty sure there's still a whole lot that I don't know, even though I know a lot.
Danny, I get in touch with some friends after Browns versus Steelers games, and they asked how I was right that Browns would beat Pittsburgh. They they did a whole lot better after Odell Beckham left, so that makes you. If I was Odell Beckham, I would be like, maybe I was the fuck up, maybe I was a problem. So
Right, that's what I was saying with Pittsburgh. You know, when they got the players together and then scored that one touchdown. Yeah.
yeah, okay. Terrence, thinking of doing a midnight nerd stream tonight. You're welcome to join us.
You said a nerdgasm.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Terrence, thinking of doing a midnight nerdgasm stream tonight. You're welcome to join us. That's
Yeah,
LDG.
yeah, nerdgasms.
Yeah. I just found out today would have been Sam Cooke's 90th birthday. Oh.
Dun,
Came to a
dun.
few hours from me. I could never get back. Oh, shut the hell up. Sounds like a broken record. An hour of Batwoman is an hour I can never get back.
That is then now that's a fact right there.
This
That's a
first
damn fact.
Batwoman, I've seen worse.
I've seen worse too, but
I'm gonna give her a chance.
I'm gonna give her a chance too. I'm gonna watch it, but
I'm gonna give her
you
the
know,
chance
like
I never gave the last. Because after about the third episode, fourth episode, I had done checked out.
I already know that you know the writers are just dumb to think that you know a tokenized Batwoman is gonna fix the show when you really need to fix the writers in the creative department on the show. So I'm just like, okay, accuracy out the window, characters they not making no sense, writing is out the window. So I'll just have to see what happens.
Well, people, the 3 hour mark is upon us. I enjoyed every minute of it, all 180 minutes of it. I enjoyed, but I have got to go. I am tired, sleepy, but I appreciate each and every one of you that hung in there with me. I see we still got 15 people watching. At one time we had up to 22. I appreciate everyone that took the time out to watch me, watch Terrence, watch Anzo, and chimed in with us doing the chat. So let's go around the stream, tell people they can find you at and what's going on. Go ahead, Anzo.
Yes, guys, Bigger Ford Entertainment. Like I say all the time, you know the channel. We got Square One tomorrow and then WandaVision Roundtable. And then start the week back with the Chaos Conversation, Chaos List, and the Rule of Three. So appreciate it. Oh, don't forget OOC, which has been some fire episodes the last 2 weeks. So hope you guys come and check that out. Thanks for having me, Donnie. Great show.
No problem. Mr. Terrence, tell the good people they can find you at, sir.
Oh yeah, what's up, humans? It's Terrence here. You can find me on T Virus Terrence on January 13th of this year. The channel not only reached but surpassed 1,000 subs. So that particular channel, I've had less than a year, and I've already passed
bastard.
That milestone. You know, because once it turns March 31st, that will be a full year with that particular channel. So it's interesting that I was able to surpass 1K subs in less than a year. And over there on the channel, you know, there's 2,120 videos at this point, and there are about, I want to say like 15 on standby that I'll drop at different moments. But there's a lot of stuff over there, and you know, I just like to have fun, and that's what it's about. And you know, I had some humans that were not thinking I could do it and stuff. And I was like, well, we shall see. They were telling me what I needed, Danny. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yeah, you need the mic and the green screen and the fancy intro and outro and all this stuff, and you're not gonna make it without a Twitter and all this kind of stuff. And I did make it. I'm no stranger to success on this particular platform, as I've done it many times on different channels. I think I've had, like, with this new one, must have been like 6, 7 channels. Like, I had a bunch of them. And, my particular method is risky, but it's fun. And I don't care about monetizations or sponsors or none of that shit. I'm just here to have fun. And with me having fun, it's nice to know that, humans wish to support me, and I will continue to grow as long as that particular channel is around. That's really the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as nothing happens, Terrence will continue to gain fans. And while I'm not everybody's cup of tea, apparently, there's enough humans that like me, and that's cool. And I appreciate that. But regardless of how humans feel, I will continue to do and say whatever the fuck I want, because that's what it's about. You can't be all, pussified like a lot of humans in this day and age. So.
Okay, good deal. I am Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat. This is my channel. I've been doing this a little over a year and a half now. I've got about 1,200 so subs. I'm trying to get to 1,500. I can only do that with your help. I was going to take the whole month off, but I was able to get more rest than what I intended, and now I'm recharged, ready to go. I started back this week earlier on Anzo's show. On Chris's show, The Rule of Three, which now we're going to try and change. Like I said earlier in the show, trying to come up with a new name because it's going to be 4 of us now. Gascar is going to be the 4th member of the team. And we're trying to see what can we name the show, because The Rule of 4 just don't sound right to me.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow is Saturday. We'll be coming back with Square One. We got a lot of good topics to talk about. Sunday, we're going to do Anzo's show. The roundtable, WandaVision roundtable. That should be.
Terrence, you've been asked to come back on OOC, man, whenever you're ready.
Asked to come back on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Monday, I will be back with the Chaos Conversation, and our topic will be our 5 favorite Star Wars characters. Doesn't matter for what EU, canon, animation, live action, it doesn't matter. Whatever your 5 favorite Star Wars characters are, we're going to rank them from 5 to 1. So make sure y'all be there 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Chaos Conversation. On Tuesday night, the Chaos Lives with Anzo and his crew, and also the Rule of 3 for now with Chris. Chris does that. But again, I want to thank you all. Like I said, at one point we were up to 22, 23 people viewing. That is a milestone for me. I am proud of that. Appreciate it. Thank JJ for the super chat. I'll probably do this again. I'm gonna try and do this maybe once, maybe twice a month. Just kind of do something just to touch base with y'all and answer any questions y'all may have. But like I said, we appreciate it. It has been a fun 3 hours. And until next time, peace. We'll catch you later.
Three, 2, 1.
Oh, baby.